I'm Gory B Movie.
I'm Danny Knightmare.
And this is Gory Talk, where we talk about gory stuff in the gory hole with Gory B Movie. Anyway, today is our January wrap-up, which means we're going to talk about all the video games, books, movies, TV shows that we just nommed on this whole month.
Nom.
Yeah, chew on it.
Yeah. It's the horror-related stuff.
Yes, all the horror-related stuff. Looks like we got Fiore in the chat. Good to see you. Let me know if you can hear us okay. Sometimes this microphone is a bit dodgy. And we're wearing Joe Bob shirts because it was just his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And we love Joe Bob Briggs.
Belated birthday, Joe Bob. I love you.
Happy birthday, Joe Bob. And let's see here. Oh, I was doing stuff.
I also got Gwar on my shirt.
Yeah, Gwar. I got this from the I Put a Spell on You special.
Yeah, Valentine's Day special.
All right. Fiore says, the underworld has called me to the ring here alas, so my heart sings with joy. That is the most poetic shit I've ever heard. That was beautiful. I want that on a Christmas card.
Or like a death metal song.
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand exactly what they're saying, but it's usually something like that.
Yeah. Woohoo. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with ones that we've consumed the least amount of to what we have consumed the most amount of. So it's going to be video games first. So let's talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead.
From Retro Realms. It's very old school, kind of like, Super Nintendo style graphics, 16-bit-ish platformer. You run around as Ash with a chainsaw, just swiping everything up, killing all these deadites, trying to get back the Necronomicon.
That's pretty rad. You got that for Christmas, right?
Yeah, Zigma got me that. It was awesome. It also comes with the Halloween Retro Realms. I have it for Switch, but it comes with both versions.
I think it's that.
This one, you're Michael Myers, and you're kind of doing the exact same thing, but you're trying to get back Judith's tombstone. And you don't like that being in the possession of this demon-y guy, Overlord, who's trying to just merge the demon realm with the normal realm. So
Michael Myers is trying to get it back?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's kind of missing the point. Like, dude, if you didn't kill her...
He just wants his tombstone back. He uses it to decorate and stuff. But it's pretty cool because it's got them both, and then they have the unlockable characters. You can get to Kelly Maxwell from Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Ooh, I love
play
her.
as her. You can play as Laurie Strode on Halloween, but it's also cool because you can then play the Halloween characters on the Ash vs. Evil Dead game, and you can play the Ash vs. Evil Dead characters on the Halloween game. So you can be running around Haddonfield as Ash.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have not played those yet, but those both sound super good. I have been playing a couple of games that, they're not super widely reviewed, but I have been enjoying them. So the first game I want to talk about that I've been playing is Zoocosis. As you can see, it's got mixed reviews, and part of that, I think, is one of the achievements was bugged, so it wasn't launching, but I have been having a really good time with this. What's up, Connie Cleary? One of the B Movie Coven is here. Woo! So Zoocosis. In this game, You're living in a world where there isn't a lot of meat and people are really poor. And this guy, he thinks he's got an interview at a zoo to be the night zookeeper. Little does he know, it's a lot more nefarious than that. Immediately, they inject him with something, and they tell him that all the animals have parasites, and he needs to be very, very careful in diagnosing the animals to make sure, like, they'll have the flu or something. You have to look at all their symptoms and diagnose them, but if you do it incorrectly or you inject the wrong one, then they turn into a massive monster, like something out of The Thing with like tentacles and everything. It's pretty crazy, and I mean, it's pretty fun because you gotta, it's kind of like a puzzle. You gotta figure out what they have. And then there's a billion different endings. So I've been working on getting all the different endings, and they just added the rhino to the game. It's really gory, and there's another element to it too, where you find out that the meat, so they have meat there to feed the animals. And he gives his wife some of the meat. He's like, yeah, my girls can finally eat good food, because he's got a daughter. And then he finds out that the meat is human. So he brings in the meat delivery, and it's a naked woman who starts screaming. So he lets her go, and you find out she's a reporter, and you can either help her to take down this place, or you can serve her up. But it's pretty good. It's got some nice jump scares and such.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really bloody. It's awesome.
Sounds great. Me and Lols did play the second Duck Detective game. I know it's not a horror game, but there is like a Scooby-Doo, ghost mystery going on. The ghost of glamping. It's like at a campsite. Yeah. And, there's a little ghost mystery going on. Very Scooby-Doo, very cute. So that was a lot of fun.
That's adorable. I got a new game for Christmas, so it's horror adjacent, I would say. So my favorite kind of games are survival games. So I love Green Hell. I love Sons of the Forest. I love The Forest. I love anything like that. I prefer it when there's some kind of monster or person that's attacking me on the island aside from giant crabs. But this does have giant crabs and megalodons and stuff, so it's horror adjacent. But mostly, I just like, hanging out on these little islands and making huts and stuff. I figure it's relevant because we got that Send Help movie by Sam Raimi opening this weekend, which I want to go see opening day. But seriously, if that happens to me, I am set. This is what you do in a survival situation. First thing you do is you lay out your tarp, and then you hit A, and then you get all these supplies. So I wouldn't have a problem if I was actually crashed into a desert island, because
right?
I've beaten all these games.
Because you'll be able to press the little thing, and it'll build the thing for you.
Yeah, it'll build it for you.
But you'll know that.
Nobody knows that. And then also, if you get attacked by a jaguar, you just get those biting ants, and then it heals your wound.
First you mine, then you craft?
Yeah. So that's been pretty exciting. Fiore says, yeah, I speak very poetic at times, making up my own poems and words. You have your own poems? That's super cool, dude.
Nice.
I can dig it. By the way, if you guys are not already subscribed to Horror Addicts, which is the channel that has me and Danny on it, not that he's not on here as well, but also Lols, subscribe.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for games.
I don't know if you're going to be able to find it on there, but for Wii U, I've been playing Monster High, New Girl at School. So
don't have that on
Yeah, that's
Steam.
not going to show it up on there. And that's fun. I just take the little Wii U pad and run around Monster High, and I'm a little vampire ghoul. It's pretty rad.
Monster High.
Yeah, it's basically Fetch Quest the game, but since I like running around Monster High, I enjoy it.
All right, and I want to tell you, because we do have Mummy B Movie and Connie Cleary here from the B Movie Coven, we are going to have a B Movie Coven stream this Friday, so hopefully you guys can be there. We're going to be watching Return of the Living Dead Part 3, because it's romantic. Wait, is that this weekend? No, it's not. I'm a crazy person. No, Friday is game night. We're having a Jackbox game night.
Right.
I'm insane. Don't listen to anything except for now. Anyway, you can play it along with us. It's super fun. So if you're a B Movie Coven member and the $5 or up tier, join us on Friday. It's really fun. All right.
You're awesome, Connie. I always like seeing a little parakeet.
Me too.
I used to have parakeets when I was a teenager. It was a lot of fun.
This has nothing to do with horror, but do you guys want to see the new spiders I got?
Show 'em.
All right, so this guy here.
Some people find spiders be horrifying.
I don't know.
You
can't
used to.
even really see him.
Used to be afraid.
Well, anyway, in this Scooby-Doo enclosure, the enclosure's there. You can see him. He's on top of this little thingy over here. His name was Darren when I adopted him, because that's what the breeder named him. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm thinking about naming him Freddy because he's in the Scooby-Doo enclosure. Well, share your thoughts. And then I got this one, and her name was Brandy. But I was thinking about naming her Samantha. She's inside this little moon thing. She's in the trick-or-treat enclosure. Anyway, so that's another update.
We'll have to invite our friend Brandy and her kids over. They love your spiders.
Yes, indeed. I also got some millipedes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, millipedes.
Dude, it's hot in here.
I got a scorpion. Sally Mae.
Yeah, dude. It's a devil-striped scorpion.
And don't count if you can't find the bodies.
Little bonus update on the pets we got this month.
Yeah.
All right, should we move right along to TV shows? What TV shows did we watch?
We finally finished Charmed. We started that at the beginning of last year.
Okay, I finished Charmed back when the show finished.
I can finally say that I finally finished it.
Okay.
Took a whole year, and we finally finished it earlier, just about a week ago. We finally got it.
So, what did you think?
It starts off pretty strong. I like season 1 through 4 pretty good.
Season 5's good.
It's okay.
I dig. It's good.
It's all right.
It's good.
Season 4 was...
But now you've finally seen it, and you're thinking about doing a podcast, right?
Maybe a Neighbor Dan's podcast. We'll see.
Neighbor Dan did suck, but it would be a cool idea for a podcast. Yeah. There's some craziness. And what's the craziest thing you saw in Charmed?
There's an episode that was basically Puppet Master.
And all the crazy special guests, there's Billy Zane. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. I can't even think of them all right now.
Daniel Harris.
Yep. Scout Taylor Compton.
Yep. She was a recurring character as a little pixie fairy girl.
What other show?
They killed that character, I believe.
They did.
Yeah, at the end they just went kind of crazy and killed a lot of characters.
We also started watching the...
Oh yeah, and then we went into something a little more.
So yeah, we started watching The Handmaid's Tale because I started reading the book, which we'll get to that. But I started reading the book because they do those challenges on Goodreads, and I like to get them. So for one of the challenges, I had to read The Handmaid's Tale, or I chose to read it to get that achievement. And so then I finished it, and we started watching the show, and oh my gosh, dude, it's brutal. I think I need to take a break. We finished season 1. I need to take a little break because it's just a little too real right now.
Maybe watch Welcome to Derry or something.
Yeah, so if you guys are watching Welcome to Derry, let us know in the comments below if you're liking it and if you recommend it, because I haven't watched it yet.
I watched the first couple episodes with Mummy B Movie, and it seemed really good from what I've seen, so I need to finish that.
Have we been watching any other TV shows?
I don't think horror related.
Some other non-horror ones like Smiling Friends.
Watched that with Law.
We've been watching Dexter. We finished Dexter season 3.
Yeah, okay, that's horror. We finished season 3 of Dexter. We're really behind on Dexter compared to most people.
Yeah, it's our first time watch. But, I mean, we're finally watching it, guys. Come on.
Yeah, nothing else I can think of that would be horror.
Also, with Handmaid's Tale, if you guys have watched it, do you like it all the way through? Because I've heard that the later seasons get kind of crazy. Does it stay consistently good? Because the first season I thought was pretty good.
Mommy says Derry gets even better. I thought the first episode was really good. And then second and third weren't bad either.
Mummy B Movie, does The Handmaid's Tale, does it stay good? Or does it dip? Does it go up? Let us know.
It's a rough ride.
Only watched season 1, and it is brutal.
A little too realistic.
It's a lot, man. It is a lot. I've been reading. Well, I guess let's go over the books, right? So
we watched Joe Bob's episode of The Last Drive-In.
That's true.
Though, granted, that'll fall into movies as well, won't it?
I mean, we can talk about Joe Bob. Why not?
Yeah, we had the Don't episode where he said, "Don't torture a duckling and don't go into the woods."
Yeah, Joe Bob.
Yeah.
And it was, like we said, Joe Bob's birthday, so that's... How old is Joe Bob now?
I want to say 73.
Wow, he's doing great.
Don't look it.
Love Joe Bob Briggs. But yeah, so we had the Don't episode. Those are both pretty solid movies, so... It was a good episode.
One's a good movie, a little artsy. The other one is far from artsy, but it's a fun time.
It's
And then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. But everything that happens is entertaining.
all right. Shall we move on to books? We're scooting, but if you guys think we're going, Handmaid's Tale is awesome. I hope there will be a new season. There's like 6 seasons now, right? I think there is. So let's scoot along to books. If you guys think we're moving really quickly, it's because we're going to take a lot more time when we get to movies, because I think that's primarily what y'all want to hear about.
Cheerleaders.
Yeah, that wasn't the first thing on here, Dan. So why don't you just deal with it? So let's talk about the books that Danny and I have read this month. Starting with the Clatterman. So I had Janelle Shiki on my channel. She is an indie author, and this is her, I want to say it's her 3rd book, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's her 3rd book. Anyway, this is really cool. I like Janelle because she's so just sweet and nice, and she writes these crazy things. If you are somebody who enjoys something with like an urban legend in it, a la like Candyman, you might like this. So these people go to this cabin, and if you do this little ritual thing, you can summon the Clatterman. And he's called that because when he arrives, the wind chimes all start clattering. So you have a little warning that he's on his way. And he has a hook and a whole bunch of other implements. But he is also, strangely, despite how brutal he is developed enough that he has a sympathetic side to him. He became this way because after horrible things happened to his wife and children, which, you know, I won't spoil all that stuff, but it's good. And then our final girl has a bizarre connection to him where she can kind of see his past. So it's a very short read. It's a page turner. Last I checked, it was on Kindle Unlimited, or you could buy the book for $1. I highly recommend it. Her next book will be Spider, and I'm excited for that. Mommy B Movie asks if I've started The Third Parent yet. No, because I'm reading The Testaments, which isn't, I guess, horror, but it's horror adjacent. So The Testaments is the sequel to, there we go. It's the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale. So I'll use this to cover Handmaid's Tale and The Testaments, just the same poster. So I finished The Handmaid's Tale, which I believe was written in 84. I could be wrong on that, but it was in the first half of the 80s. And I really liked it. I do think I like the show a lot. There's some things they did with the show that I don't think worked as well. For instance, the commander is not as nefarious in the book, but he's also an old man, and I don't know why they changed him to be young and hot. Like, most of the commanders and their wives are people who are in their 50s or 60s, and I think it's really important that they put that, because these people are not sexually attractive at all. On top of that, they're not usually fertile, including the commander. So I think the show did it just to make it a little more sexy, but I think something might have been lost there. But beyond that, I think both are good. The book's writing is a little strange, and I know it's not for everybody, but I think the writing of The Testaments is a little more accessible, though this one has a lot more main characters rather than just the handmaid. So far we've got Lydia, and I think Hannah, the daughter of June. So I'm not that far into it, only like 20%, but so far it's pretty good. This one came out in 2019, so it's kind of rare. I mean, very rarely do you get a sequel to a popular book that came out so long after. The only one I can think of off the top of my head would be like To Kill a Mockingbird, that one got one, and Dr. Sleep to The Shining.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are both fantastic. By the way, if you are on Goodreads, you can look me up, Gory B Movie on there, and follow me, and I'll follow you, and we can just talk about books. We got For the Love of Horror. Jerry is here in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. And yeah, and they're saying hi to Connie. Look at Connie's parakeet. Cute parakeet.
Yeah. I'm on Goodreads too.
You are also on Goodreads. Yes, you should talk about that. Okay. Dun 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 dun. We are scootily doodling along. Would you like to talk about this?
Mm-hmm. First Evil, R.L. Stine.
Oh, balls. Okay, there we go. All right, so this, I have the paperback over there. This was one of my favorite books. No, actually, not too long after I moved to America. I moved to America in the early 90s. And I remember I went into this really tiny little bookstore that was in the strip mall near where I lived. And I saw this cover and I was like, whatever, dude. No more Babysitter's Club for me. This is the shit. I am gonna read this. It's gonna be amazing. And you know what? It freaking was. It was so amazing that I read the entire trilogy. I read the rest of the Fear Street books. These would come out like every month, and I loved them. I'd get them from like my book orders and stuff. So Danny was more of a Goosebump guy as a kid. You read some Fear Street.
Yeah, I saw that R.L. Stein name on it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I never read Goosebumps because I was too mature for that. Like I had like, I had like 20% puberties. So I couldn't be reading no Goosebumps, like y'all. Anyway, Danny didn't read Cheerleader's First Evil as a child.
No.
So I read to Danny before we go to bed, and we've been reading this. And Jack Doobie is here and says chicken butt, and I appreciate that. Oh, because I said, you know what? I see what you did there.
Yeah.
All right. So, Danny, talk about the First Evil.
Well, they awaken the ghost of... what's her name? Fear?
Sarah Fear, but it's not even her. It's the evil.
The evil.
Because the evil had been in Sarah Fear, and it had been dormant.
Yeah, it was in her grave. And they get in a bus accident, and they spill out into the graveyard. And then there's spooky stuff happening. People are getting stuck in position and getting hurt playing football and cheerleading and stuff. And they don't know why they can't move their own body sometimes. And there's a really crazy scene in a shower involving someone getting boiled, basically.
Doesn't a lot of this remind you of Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2?
And even a little bit of Prom Night 3.
I think R.L. Stein had recently seen that and borrowed a little bit from, not directly, I'm not saying he ripped it off. I think he was inspired, because there is also a locker room scene that something completely different happens in Prom Night 2.
When you write as much horror as he does, I feel like a lot of his books have some loose inspiration on stuff, because he just makes up so many stories. He probably has to, keep up with horror in general, so, yeah, he probably does incorporate things he's seen.
This is also the coolest book cover of all time.
I need to get a shirt of that or something.
Dude, I need to get a shirt. There's one on TeePublic that I need to get. By the way, I've just entered the 3rd round of interviews for a job I really, really, really want.
Send positive energy this way.
If you could just, pull up your shirt over your belly, blast a Care Bear stare of positive energy my way so I get the job, I would really appreciate it. You don't need to subscribe. You don't need to like. You don't need to send me a super chat. Just pull up and Care Bear stare me some positive vibes, and I will be a happy YouTuber.
However else you put your positive energy out into the world. Many ways. But, yeah, so this one was... Bobby is if they do that kind of thing where it's one character, but then it's the sister who takes over, very Psycho-esque too. The two sisters being Bobby and Corky, who are all-star cheerleaders, but they're not super welcomed into this squad where they recently moved onto Fear Street. So,
will you give our friend Connie a spanner, a wrench? You just click on her little 3 dots there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. Add her as a moderator. There you go. Thank you, sir.
Boom.
Yay, Connie, you're a moderator now. If you want to be. You don't have to be. I just thought, hey, why isn't Connie a moderator?
Boom.
Yeah. So, this one's really good. If you're just familiar with Goosebumps, you're going to be right away, holy shit, people are dying in this. So, it's pretty gruesome for a YA novel.
Yeah, very rarely did they die in Goosebumps. Sometimes, and especially the first 3 books, those were pretty gruesome, but I think it was because he hadn't found his slight way to get it to a younger demographic at that point. But... And
I also read you The Second Evil, which I don't want to spoil anything, but it continues on. Essentially, the evil, it's a little bit like a possession type story. So they hit this grave of Sarah Fear, and she was the last person who was possessed by the evil. And you find out her whole story in the 3rd book. But when they hit that, it goes into one of the cheerleaders. And so with each of these books, you kind of wonder, okay, who is possessed by the evil?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You gotta try. It's kind of a whodunit, but who's possessed? Who's possessed by the evil mystery books? And this one was a good little continuation of it. I think I like the first one a little bit more.
And then wrong book. The 3rd one's got a unique twist in it. I won't spoil it for you, but it does mix up the formula a little bit in a fun way.
And they go to cheerleader camp.
Yeah, they go to cheerleader camp.
Which is unrelated movie, but I like that movie.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun with these. It was fun revisiting them. I don't love them as much as I did as a child, but the first one especially really holds up. Highly recommend at least checking out that one if you're a fan of R.L. Stine.
Yeah.
All right. The next book we're going to talk about is... Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're going to talk about this one.
Yeah, Dan, I am going to talk about this one. Dun, 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 dun. So I've been having just a lot of going down memory lane, checking out stuff. See how I fixed it? I was going to swear, but I didn't. Checking out the things I've enjoyed in the past and seeing if I still like them. So in my early 20s, like in the early 2000s, I got really into the Demon Hunter Soccer Mom books, but I never did finish that franchise. And I found out recently that they just had a new book come out, How to Train Your Demon. There's like 9 books now, and I think I had only gotten up to book 4 before. So I've been revisiting these, and they also just released new audiobooks for them too, which didn't exist before. Anyway, so if you were a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and you have not read these books, you need to read these books. Like, Kate Connor is our demon hunting soccer mom, which is kind of ridiculous. Her kids don't play soccer. So that's my big complaint about the books. Like, when are the kids going to start playing soccer? I came here for the soccer. Where's the soccer?
How could she be a soccer mom if her kids don't play soccer?
Exactly. She's a cheer mom. Her daughter's in cheerleading.
Okay, which that's fine too.
Why didn't they call it demon hunting cheer mom?
Right.
And at any rate, so the first one is called Carpe Demon. I have Demons Are Forever because this is the one, book 3 that I read at the beginning of this month. And I've gotten up to book 5. I love these books because each one ends on a cliffhanger. They're very, very fast reads. And Kate Connor is our main character, and she doesn't have any special powers. But she was found wandering the streets of Italy as a young girl and was adopted by the Vatican. And they put her into a special group of young people who were trained to be demon hunters. So there's a lot of other young kids that she grew up with in the dorms. And one of the fathers there, one of the priests, was kind of their father, like literal father figure, and raised them. And eventually she falls in love with one of the other demon hunters. His name's Eric. And they end up getting pregnant and decide, you know what, we're not going to do demon hunting anymore because we have a baby on the way and we don't want to have our child in danger. So they move to San Diablo, California. And the reason they move there is this is more of like, it's got a little more Catholicism in it. I mean, they were raised in the Vatican. Come on, guys. So, the church there has the bones of saints in it, which would make it, demons can't go into a church anyway, but this church is especially potent with the holy stuff. So they think San Diablo, it's going to have a very low quotient of demons. It's a good place to retire and raise a family. Well, not too long after the baby's born, Eric gets mugged and he is killed. And Kate is left to raise her daughter alone. Eventually, she meets another man, Stuart. We don't love Stuart. And she has a baby with him. He's into politics. And she's going through Walmart one day when she smells something rank. And she knows it's a demon. That's a fast way to tell there's a demon. They smell terrible. They have awful breath. That's a good way to tell if somebody is a demon.
I mean, it's kind of what most people at Walmart smell like anyways.
I know how she figured it out. Actually, she thinks at first it's her baby did a boom boom. But it wasn't a boom boom. And the demon attacks her. And so she is trying to take care of the demons in San Diablo while also being a politician's wife and the mother of a cheerleader and the mother of a toddler. So she doesn't want her best friend to find out. She doesn't want her husband to find out. She wants to try to take care of this and move on back to her normal suburban lifestyle. So it's a lot like if Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you know, moved on and came out of retirement. It's a lot like that. It's really, really fun.
Yeah. I heard a lot of it because you're like listening to it.
It's funny. It's well written. They find a creative way of also having a love triangle. I won't tell you how, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, it's pretty cool. Can't a stroller to fit the gig? I'm gonna have to think that over and figure it out. Oh, raise 2 because they're small. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so
you heard it here. Gory says thruples are pretty cool.
Thruples are cool. I mean, if it's the right thruple.
Yeah, gotta be picky.
Yeah, like
Can't just let anybody.
you need to make it like a Voltron situation. So, like, if you're like us, where I'm very, techie on the Donatello, and you're ridiculously good looking. So, if we were to have a throuple, we need someone who's good at cars.
So, send us your applications.
Yes. Anyway, so here's another book that I read, and this book is intense. So people have asked me before, what are the scariest books or most disturbing books you have ever read? This is already on the top 5. This is one of the most disturbing books I've ever read. It's kind of made me demi-vegetarian.
Yeah,
I'm not.
You haven't been eating too much meat since this.
I have a hard time eating meat that looks like it came from a living thing. Like if it's on bones or anything, I'm like, this has really messed me up.
I think I make really good chicken drumsticks.
That's been okay, but like you made one like spaghetti and you could see the kind of squigglies of the meat, and I was like, no.
Those nachos. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, dog, nah. That was a no for me, dog.
Nachos, yeah, I had to break it down more for the other stuff.
The Third Parent. Oh yeah, that's right. I told you about that. I did get the book, but I haven't started reading it yet. I really want to get the audiobook, but because I am currently between jobs, see how I did that? Because I am currently between jobs, I do not have Audible at the moment. So I might wait until I get my Audible back, but I do have the ebook. So when I'm done reading the Testaments, I might read it. Or I might wait till I can get the audiobook. Anyway, Tender is the Flesh. So this is set in a world where there's a weird virus that affects all animals, all beasts. And to the point where you're not even allowed to have dogs and cats as pets anymore, because if they were to bite you, you would get this virus and you would die. Kind of makes me think of that cat from Uninvited, right? So
start pulsating.
That's one of the first things that's so disturbing is you hear about the smell, because they have to go through each town with a flamethrower to kill all the animals. The only thing they can't really entirely get rid of is birds. So a lot of people will have to carry umbrellas when they go outside. Though the animals aren't behaving strangely. They're not attacking you. But people are just afraid, because if you were to get bitten by a bird, then you could get this virus and die.
So Uninvited is the prequel to this Soylent Green remake.
Kinda.
Okay.
But people still want to eat meat. So what they've done is they've started raising humans who are just meat. So they are born in a factory. They are completely shaven down. They have a tattoo of their number on them and their grade A or whatever on them.
They're livestock.
They're treated like livestock. Their tongues are cut out so they'll never ever speak. And they think it's easier this way because they've never lived a normal life. However, sometimes they will take people who they want to punish and send them to slaughterhouses. So this one guy, he had a normal slaughterhouse of beef before the change. And now he's doing humans, and he's really disillusioned by it. It's pretty messed up. Like, they bring in new recruits, and there's a mixture of people who are desperate for work and they're disgusted, and people who are like really into it. It's really disturbing.
And then we'll see that actually happening. So.
Really disturbing, just in how they make the meat, how they have to they don't use like the guns that they use for livestock. They have to club them. It's pretty intense.
Where's the beef?
Then there's the normal people who are living in the cities, and they just act like it's not human. So they talk about how at the butcher's shop, people won't buy like a human hand or whatever. Right? Like, those parts are usually harder to sell because they look human. People want the slabs of meat that don't look human. And they'll just make recipes and stuff like it's like nothing changed.
Just making tacos.
But it's forbidden to call it human. It's forbidden to talk about it as cannibalism. Like, they don't want to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And they talk about how at first this was horrifying, but now it's become normal. And it makes me think of a lot of societies where some kind of totalitarian regime has happened, and the way the government is controlling these people, because you find out a lot more about it, and it runs really deep, and it's really scary. It's intense. I very rarely give a 5-star review to a book, but if you're looking for something really horrifying, it's got a little bit of that literary aspect to it where you can analyze it, and it's just highly quotable. Tender is the Flesh is one I highly recommend. But if you're squeamish at all, it might be too much for you.
Government / just military tactic is to try and convince your troops, your followers, everybody that the opposition is not human. And if they are treated like human, the horrible things that people are capable of.
And that's the twist of this book. So you have this guy who runs the slaughterhouse, and he's disgusted by his sister who she's all about appearances, and, she just goes along with everything. And his wife has left him, and then he gets a gift from the slaughterhouse. They gift him his own human. That's cattle. They call him head in this. It's just how people refer to, a head of cattle. He's gifted one, and the idea is he's supposed to slaughter it and eat it, but he doesn't really know what to do with her. Mm-hmm. So he puts her in the barn, and from there, you gotta read the book, but it's really intense. Really, really intense. So, yeah. Trigger warning for any kind of trigger, because this book it's so much. It's so much. All right, what else did I read? Dun, 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 dun. Or that you read. You read
I've been reading books, but unfortunately this month I have not been reading a lot of horror.
Does this count?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more book to tell you about. And then, unless you have anything to add.
I'll do it after this.
It's horror adjacent.
It's a murder mystery. Whodunit? There's a serial killer on the loose.
Yeah, I also finally read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is why I like to do the Goodreads achievements. So if you're not familiar with the Goodreads achievements, you can go into where it has your books logged for the year, and then you can go see more, and then every 3 months they have new achievements. So I can't remember which one this was for, but it does encourage me to read a lot of books that I've been meaning to read, I just haven't gotten around to. So I finally read it, and it's really long, but once you get past the halfway point, it's a page turner. So I really love Elizabeth. I think she's a really unique,
Elizabeth Salander. She's amazing.
Cool main character. I would like a little more of her than Blumquist.
The more books, they're more about her later.
Yeah.
And then really far into the series, then it's more about her niece. So,
cool.
But she's definitely the main character in the next two, and her and Blumquist have a lot going on in this one. But this one's cool because it's a whodunit. I think it's a great way to kind of open up. And I did read this, but I've read this the first time I read this, the actual paperback, is when we first started dating. Then I've seen the movies, and then I listened to an audiobook about 8 years ago, maybe less, 6 years ago, I think. Re-listened to it. But now I finally have read the graphic novel of this. I did that this month, the graphic novel. So that is the horror that I have read this year. I have been reading some self-help books, and then I read, right now, currently...
Some self-help books kind of are.
They can get kind of scary. But I'm currently reading The Moon is a Cruel Mistress, a sci-fi novel from the 60s.
Is that the graphic novel?
Yeah.
Cool. So. Yeah, you got that for Christmas from Mummy B Movie.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
Yeah, that's a rad cover.
It's a little more condensed and a little more changed. Since when this came out, they kind of knew more ahead of time, probably, so there's characters that they build a little better in the graphic novel. They're not even hardly mentioned in the actual book because they wait till other books to mention those characters. This one foreshadows a little better, but I like it. Great artwork. Just big fan of the series. I've liked all the books so far. The first one is my favorite, though, Dragon Tattoo.
Very cool. So again, you can find me, Gory B Movie, on Goodreads. You can also find him. I think you're under Danny Knightmare.
Yeah.
Cool. And we are moving on to the meat and taters of this live stream. The movies, right? Because I'm Gory B Movie, not Gory B Books. What a stupid name.
Right.
Who named their kid that? Not my mother. That's for sure.
Yeah, I just haven't read a lot of horror right now. But sci-fi book I'm reading is pretty cool. It's got an AI character named Michael/Michelle, and they're helping do a rebellious, overturning the authoritarian government on the moon.
So we've been trying to watch a lot of 2025 movies. If you guys are not familiar with what we do over on Horror Addicts, we have our own horror award show. Why don't you tell them about that?
Yeah, we call it the Scares. Kind of like the Oscars, but Scares. And we just focus mostly on horror because even though I do think the Oscars are mentioning a lot of Sinners is getting a lot of nominations.
And we love that, but
they usually snub horror overall. And so we think
when you look at Hereditary or The Substance, should have raked in those Oscars if you ask me.
I agree. So we always do one this is, I believe, our 8th overall Oscars that's coming up, and we always just really focus on horror, best director, best actors, best soundtrack, best everything, basically. And we just give different people who run different channels or make any type of horror content, and sometimes it's not YouTube, but most of them are YouTubers, to present each award. So it's pretty rad.
Yeah. And we always do it the night of the Oscars, so it's super easy to know when it is. It's over on Horror Addicts, and it's a live show, which I think is really makes it fun because we get to interact with you guys in real time.
Though last year we did finally move it to the following Friday, and maybe that might be what we
Maybe, because sometimes people
Fridays do tend to maybe do better than Sundays, so maybe we'll just be close. But it'll be very close to the actual Oscars, if not the same day.
And the Oscars is all about you guys. You guys pick the nominees. You guys vote on the awards. So right now we're in the nomination phase. So your favorite soundtrack, movie, actor,
kill scene,
anything, keep an eye on Horror Addicts social media. It's Horror Addicts TV on pretty much all the things. And let Danny know that you are nominating this, and it will show up on the Oscars if at least there's a few other nominations for that same thing.
Yeah, I made a graphic right now on Instagram. I just posted it earlier today. It's just asking for your favorite movie, but you can give me any of the categories. I don't care. I will do more graphics for those categories and release them as we go.
Yeah.
You'll get
if you
a new
want
one tomorrow.
ideas, all the past Oscars awards are on Horror Addicts, so you can see what the categories are. And yeah, let Danny know what your picks are.
Want to know.
And then when we get to the voting round, those will be sent out too.
Horror community, like the content creators and stuff.
We don't just put that out for everybody just because we don't want it spammed. But if you send in a nomination to Danny, he'll make sure that you get the voting ballot. All right, so I told you all this because we are trying to catch up on any of the 2025 movies that we missed so we can prepare.
Right.
So let's start with dun, him.
Yeah.
I just made a friend who's into
That guy.
sports.
Him.
Rafters. He's trying to invite me to a movie watch party. I was like, dude, watch some horror sports movies. Like, there ain't a lot of them, but we can watch him.
Gory, Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl.
Wait, what?
She gives no shits. But yeah, go Seattle, our home state.
What happens when they get the Super Bowl?
They play against the Patriots.
What's so super about the bowl?
It's the big championship
like, could
game.
they eat out of it? Do they get special powers?
Probably. They get a ring, like a Green Lantern ring.
So are they going to do something more exciting than toss a ball around?
They gotta tackle each other, the usual.
Whoopity-doo!
But perfect for, talking about him.
I'm
here.
sure most of you love sports, and I'm happy that you love something.
That's the fourth time the Seahawks have been. Maybe they'll finally be 2-2. Or maybe they'll be 1-3. But let's hope for 2-2. All right.
Anyway, sports. So we watched him. Now, this one was a pretty divisive movie, I would say. I think there are people who really like it. I know my friend the horror guru really liked it. There are people who really don't like it. Honestly, I'm pretty middle of the road on this one. I give it 3 stars. That's like, it was decent.
For me, it was a very pretty music video. I don't know. I think it's definitely art, but that's how I kind of feel about some other movies. And it just, there's not a lot of substance for me. And I maybe just
Because it's not the substance.
Yeah, exactly.
This movie is about a young man. The actor in this, Tyreek Withers, he was also in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Or, wait, no. No, it's I Know What You Did Last Summer, just the remake. Yeah. Anyway, I feel bad because I feel like he's got something there. He's really talented. I feel like he's just not quite found the movie that's going to blow him up yet because both of the movies were kind of eh. But this guy, he is scouted to play for his favorite team, the Saints, I think is what they're called. And he gets injured, but he's still able to go to this training camp with his hero, who's played by Marlon Wayans, and it's really intense. And it's exploring themes of like how a lot of people treat sports like religion, like it's just that important to them, and how he wants to be the absolute best, and what people put themselves through mentally and physically in order to accomplish that, and what they have to sacrifice, and maybe what other people are sacrificing so that they achieve that.
Yeah, I mean, and then very much being football, there's a lot of head trauma and like body horror that would involve sports, kind of like how Suspiria was feminine ballet horror. This is masculine football horror. But.
Yeah, so Jack Doobie says this was one of the worst movies of 2025, and they could have made it so much better. I think this movie would have been better if you look at something like Black Swan. Mm-hmm. So Black Swan is exploring similar themes in this about it's very much about the pressures that your art is putting on you.
Yeah.
if they had gone about it more like that, developed the characters more, dialed back on some of the music and the music video editing, I think this could have been a lot stronger. But mostly it was a really cool idea that was just a little too much style over substance.
Yeah. I didn't feel like it was a very solid story, like for movie, like a film. I feel like it was more like a music video, but there is some notes in there. It's just, I'm not also that into a big, like, I don't know, Illuminati football story. That's just not for me. It doesn't mean that...
The theme of it being the Illuminati football story, like, they could have gone so much deeper with it. Like, I think the filmmakers thought this was deeper than it actually is. And if they wanted it to be something that was really deep and meaningful and elevated horror, they could have taken some notes from, honestly, Black Swan or The Wrestler. Mixing those kind of elements in this could have made this a really special film, but honestly, it's a lot more shallow than it's marketing itself as.
I agree. I think it's like, look how pretty we are, which, when you think about that, that's pretty shallow. So,
yeah.
I do like that there was kind of a sports horror genre. They don't usually combine too often, and I'd like to see some more of that maybe, but not quite this style.
But for me, I mean, I give props to, I mean, the filmmaking, it's pretty, it's solid. The actors are good. Marlon Wayans is good in it. So it could have been a lot worse. I think it's just decent. I didn't think it was bad, but it certainly wasn't what I think a lot of people were hoping it would be, being produced by Jordan Peele and such. It's nothing special. It's something I'm going to forget that I ever saw.
Yeah, I think they were going for like that, Hail Mary pass, but just incomplete, unfortunately, on mine.
I see what you did there.
Close.
Oh, ouch.
Oh.
Oof, stiff, brother.
Right.
Check out Rollerball. That's what I was telling her after. She's got to do a watch party of Rollerball.
Yeah, at least that's a fun movie. It's a good movie, but it's fun.
Oh, I love me some Rollerball. That's a good time. That is a good time. I remember when I first started roller derby, I was like, yeah, let's play Rollerball. It wasn't quite like it, but it was still pretty fun.
Remember Roller Jam? It was like pro wrestling on skates.
Yes. Okay, so let's get the disclaimer out of the way. I am not a fan of the Conjuring movies, so I am not going to have popular opinions about this. I walked into this knowing I probably wouldn't like it. So if you're already a fan of the Conjuring movies, this is perfectly decent, and you will probably like it, though not as much as the other films. Disclaimer out of the way. Whew, stiff, brother. This one sucked.
Yeah, this is my least favorite, and I don't even like the other ones that much.
This is the worst of the lot. I think the last couple ones really went down in quality, but this one, I mean, at least I could say the other ones were well made. Like, I think one thing The Conjuring does well is they have, like, those cool one-er shots, and the effects are usually pretty good. The CGI in this is embarrassing.
Oh, yeah, the, like, blood coming out of the sink, it just looked like, bad. It looked like that blood from Blade, like that was made so long ago.
And see, that's the thing, Jack. I actually think like mirrors are really creepy.
Yeah.
Like that's something that freaks me out all the time.
This actually started okay. I liked the mirror at first, but
I loved Oculus.
Yeah, but once it kind of strayed away from the family who had the haunted mirror and just got into the Warrens, it really went downhill for me.
It really did. And here's the other thing. When they first started making the Conjuring movies, a lot of people, I mean, it was controversial. A lot of people thought that they were kind of charlatans. A lot of people thought they were legit. But we know so much more about the Warrens now, and it's not good.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Like, they weren't just potential charlatans. They were bad people.
Exploited a lot of people. They kept a woman.
They had a woman that they kept basically as a pet for Ed. Ed, according to this woman, also would be his wife and stuff. We know so much more about them now that I think it's kind of in bad taste that they keep making these films, and I really hope they stop. I think from the beginning they should have made something inspired by them. Like, it's kind of cool to have a demon hunting couple, but the fact that the real people are so...
Yeah, maybe if they made brand new characters that were only like loosely based off the legends of the Warrens, then that would be a little more acceptable.
But to celebrate these people that were really bad people and did a lot of harm is in bad taste, and we know enough now that I just think they should just stop making them. But even all that aside, all that personal stuff inside, if you're like, gory, separate the art from the crap that it's based on, whatever. I mean, yeah, the performances are good and stuff, but it's the same tired
Patrick
thing
Wilson
again.
And Vera always do a great job because they're just great actors, which annoys me more because they're so likable and they're playing very unlikable people.
Yeah.
So that actually rubs me even more wrong. like WNUF Halloween special, they have the burgers, which is like versions of the Warrens, but they're way more accurate, and like you're not supposed to like them. That's why it's good.
Jack says, "Are they going to hand off the series to the kids in this flick?" I don't know.
That's
I honestly
what
hope
it,
they just stop, because Tony Spira, who is one of the kids in this flick, he's a terrible person too.
I think they announced they are making a prequel.
Oh yeah, that's right. They are making. So you guys know the people. If you watch this movie, the people who play the young Ed and Lorraine, they're making a prequel of them in it.
Yeah, so it'll be like it's their first case.
I don't know.
This one really offended me, like at the end where it showed actual footage of the real Warrens, and like it put them in such a positive, heroic light during the end credits, and I was just like, oh god, if they would have started that in the opening credits, I would have turned it off. I wouldn't have been able to get through it. So
it's just really distasteful. So
yeah. But if you like it, you like it. It's all good.
This was a turd. But
us.
if you like the other ones, if these are your movies, hey, I think it's super rad that you like horror, and I am not judging. This is just isn't my horror.
I don't judge anybody who likes the Jeepers Creepers movies. But that's just
even then, I think you're gonna be like, it's just fine. You're gonna say it's not as good as the other ones. Like, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I felt like it was like that part that I was talking about with the blood in the sink. That looked like it was made completely on AI. Like, it looked like one of those AI videos that you click on social media, and you're like, oh, why did I click on that?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it was AI. That's just how bad it looked.
It was lazy. And you know what's funny? Like, I've seen a lot of bad CGI in movies lately. I remember the Fantastic Four, the baby. Mm-hmm. Like, the baby in Our Nation's Treasure, Twilight, looks terrible. I agree. But that came out, like, what, 10 years ago? Yeah. This Fantastic Four movie just came out, and the baby looks just as bad.
Yeah. CGI babies. They're just as ornery as CGI sharks. Mm-hmm. Jack.
It's your channel. Well, yeah. I try to relate to other people, because I know there are Conjuring fans out there. So that's my disclaimer.
We also don't want to, like, turn away other, like, horror fans just because they don't like our flavor of horror. We still like that they like horror. All right, Popeye the Slayer Man.
Whoa.
This had some beefy forearms. They got that part down right.
Okay, at least they did the beefy forearms, because the other Popeye one that you watched did not do that.
The guy just had big arms, but he didn't have the forearms. He just had big arms.
You know what? This guy was no Robin Williams, that's for sure.
God, that is the best Popeye movie so far still.
It is the best Popeye movie.
It probably always will be.
I remember when I was a kid and people were like, oh, that Popeye movie wasn't that good. And this movie was like, hold my beer, I'll show you not good.
Yeah, I don't know. That Robin Williams one's, I think that's awesome.
I think
Shelley Duvall was born to play Olive Oyl.
Yeah,
Olive Oyl. But this one, okay, so we got this backstory of some factory, and I guess they had some atomics or radioactive spinach and had to shut down the factory, and I guess
they worked real hard coming up with the concept for this. Like, they must have spent like 2 weeks in the writer's room.
Yeah, it's not good though. Popeye just kind of haunts this area, and anybody who kind of hangs out in this factory gets killed. And
then it does the thing which, hey, if I love the movie, I'll forgive it. If you're a fan of this channel, you know I love Texas Chainsaw 3D. That stuff's amazing. And I know the timeline doesn't add up, but I love it enough, I will forgive it. The timeline in this does not add up.
No. But there is, like, a random kill that Popeye isn't even responsible for, and then it happens a second time, and it's just as funny the second time. It's like these people are like lemmings, basically.
I'm so sorry. That was probably really loud on the microphone. But yeah, there was a kill in this that was definitely so bad it was good.
And then someone else is in a panic. They end up just doing the same exact thing.
I laughed because it was ridiculous, and it wasn't even Popeye's fault. Yeah. You know what the kill reminded me of? It reminded me of Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Why are all these kids killing themselves?
Yeah, exactly like that. So I wouldn't even recommend this as a guilty pleasure.
No.
This got 1.5 stars from me.
Well, there's another one that said, hold my spinach can. I watched Popeye's Revenge. Even worse. Did the whole Winnie the Pooh thing. Let's have an animated opening where it's about a kid who's... It basically just stole Jason Voorhees' whole shtick. This kid is born messed up. He's got the big arms or whatever.
So he's Jason Voorhees?
Yeah, and his eye's a little off because Popeye's got the one eye. And he drowns.
Oh, so he's Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys.
Basically. But no, kids are making fun of this kid for being different, and he ends up drowned in the lake.
See, that's ridiculous, because if you watch those Popeye cartoons, Popeye was getting all the ladies. That's why Bluto hated him, man.
Yeah, they were always fighting over their Olive Oyl.
Yeah. Everybody wanted some of that Popeye.
Right?
That's why they made the whole chicken restaurant after him. They're like, you know what, something everybody loves? Popeye.
Mm-hmm. I even have a Popeye's, like, supplement gym workout stuff.
Don't try and make a movie and tell me people didn't like Popeye as a child. That's ridiculous. He was the treasure of his town.
But he's like, so crazy strong, he ends up like killing people on accident as a kid, and then they chase him into the lake. He drowns. He comes back later. It's just really stupid. People are at his old house, the old Popeye house by the lake, and he kills them too. It's dumb. He carries a big anchor around. Awful. Even worse than the other one we mentioned. So
before we go on to the next movie, how many stars did you give this?
I gave this one probably like 1 star, and the other one 1.5 star.
Okay, so
maybe 2. I don't know.
It is the last stream of the month, so always in our wrap-up stream, we always do one at the end of every month. Danny and I like to do a giveaway. So do make sure that you have it in your YouTube settings to where you're allowed to receive membership gifts, and then you could win one. So yeah, let's give out 5 memberships. So I'm going to give you guys just a second to make sure that you're able to receive a gift.
Talk about maybe one more movie and then just push it.
In a second, there was something else I was going to ask. Oh yeah, so here's the other issue. So remember how I talked about how I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale? Mm-hmm. Well, if you watch this channel, my sign-off has always been, until we meet again, blessed be. Like the craft, like witchy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Handmaid's Tale ruined it. They're all like, blessed be, blessed be.
Blessed be the seed or the earth or what, the fruit. Blessed be the fruit.
They ruined it. So I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna gather up some options, and then I'll do a vote at the end. But if you can come up with a really cool sign off for this channel, something B movie-ish or witchy or just a cool pun, let me know. I'm gonna gather them all up. I'm gonna write them down, and then we're gonna have a vote. So it could be the one that you pick.
Suck my broomstick. That's my vote.
I'll put it on the list. All right, are you ready? Right. Giveaway time.
No, do a drum roll.
Who got him?
Doing its load time. Boom.
Woohoo! Okay. Hey, Heather's here.
Mr. Flickster.
Hope Heather's doing okay in the storm. Oh, Cinderella's me.
W. Frickenstein and D. Renner. Congratulations.
Sweet.
Do with it what you will, but that means you can join us on Fridays, like for game night and stuff.
Yeah, if you are a $5 member and up, which is what we just gave out, is the $5 membership, we do a game night that you guys can participate in every month, and we do a movie night, and game night is this Friday, so I hope you will join us.
Yeah. And there's other, special videos, right? For content.
There's also bonus content, like I just did a Wake Up Dead Man review that's for members only. Frankenstein we did for members only. And then we also have a movie night. The next movie night is going to be Return of the Living Dead 3 because it's like the most romantic horror movie ever that you can find on TV.
Also, that was actually like one of the most recent movies I just watched was Wake Up Dead Man. So.
Oh yeah, you want me to put that on here?
Sure. You watched it with Lulz last month, but
we saw it at the cinema.
Yeah, I finally watched it.
Our son finally turned 21, and he wasn't that interested in drinking or going to the bar. What he really wanted was to go to the VIP venue of our movie theater, because you had to be 21, and this is what he picked, and he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it. He loves mysteries. He loves, old people mysteries, like your Agatha Christie's, your, Hercule Poirot. He loves those kind of things. So we saw this, and he thought it was fantastic. He gave it 4.5 stars. I gave it 4 stars. This is a really good movie.
I gave it 4 stars.
It's on Netflix, but
it's there's like a old Catholic church kind of thing going on, and one of the older priests gets murdered. But he's in such a room in a way there's nobody who can.
It's a locked room mystery.
Yeah, it's about as big as a walk-in closet, basically, but it's all stone bricks, so there's no other entrance in there, and he's just been killed, been stabbed in the back in there, but how did that happen?
And I think I think that's what's fun about the whole Knives Out trilogy, is they're not just a whodunit, they're also a howdunit. Exactly. So you might be able to guess who's behind it, but it's going to be challenging to also guess how they did it, especially this one. It's really hard. You got a star-studded cast here. So I wasn't that familiar with the main guy, Josh O'Connor, but he plays a guy who was a former boxer. He accidentally killed his opponent, and then he decided to dedicate his life to the priesthood, and he is been moved to this small parish in this small town where the presiding priest is Josh Brolin.
And he kind of bullies him a lot, so he has motive.
Also bullies his people in his church, the people who show up. So it's very much like he's just needling them and bullying them.
Yeah. He makes
until they walk out.
So there's a lot of people with different motives of why they'd want this guy dead.
Glenn Close is there. She's worked in this church her whole life. She's very dedicated to it. Mila Kunis is the local sheriff, I think.
Yeah.
Kerry Washington, she is raising a child that I think it was like her like sibling's kid or something.
Yeah.
Who is an adult now, and he makes YouTube videos and wants to go into politics.
And of course you got Daniel Craig coming back as Blanc.
Yeah, now he's got longer hair, so it's like like it kind of reminds me of like sexy 90s hair. You guys remember, like, if you were a guy in the 90s, if you wanted to be sexy, your bangs better be covering your eyes, or you were not sexy. I mean, in the 2000s, you got to get them frosted tips, but in the early 90s, you needed the Jordan Catalano hair. And you know who's got the Jordan Catalano hair? Frickin' Daniel Craig in this movie.
Yeah, Craig, maybe give us a little spin.
Yeah, give us a little spin there. Jeremy Renner is also in this. I know him as Hawkeye. You probably do too. Kaylee Spaney is in this. Thomas Hayden Church. A lot of cool people are in this movie. Very well cast. Beautiful location. Compelling mystery. This one's got a little bit of a spook factor to it,
Yeah,
too.
because there's also, based on the title and the whole Jesus coming back from the dead, there's somewhat of a resurrection twist.
So, highly recommend this. You can check it out on Netflix.
Yeah, speaking of Daniel Craig, maybe we do the girl with the dragon tattoo now.
Oh, yeah.
Flip over.
You're kind of messing up my system, though.
Am I?
Kind of. You should feel more guilty about
I figured
that.
that'd be a good segue.
So we also watched, if you are in a Segway, you're going to go off a cliff just like the guy who invented the Segway.
All right, now, so I saw the old Swedish trilogy back when that first came out. I read the first book, so that was like back when me and Gory first started dating. And Netflix actually started streaming, because I remember that was one of the first things I started watching once they became a big streaming service and less with the discs. And I loved it. But I have yet to see this until this month. I finally saw this American version, so here we go.
It's really good. It was directed by David Fincher. It definitely has his style. I prefer Daniel Craig. Well, I mean, I haven't really seen the other one, but just from the trailer, Daniel Craig's just better. Because this guy's supposed to be really hot. Okay? And Daniel Craig, he's got that something that the other Blomquists just don't have. But I think he's great. I think Rooney Mara's great. You got Christopher Plummer in this. Got a great cast. It also has Princess Buttercup, Robin Wright, Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah. He's the one who made all those little baby Skarsgårds running around being Pennywises and stuff.
All right.
But it's shot well. It's acted well. So even if you've already seen the Swedish one and you love it, and you're like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you should still watch this. You should still watch it. It's really, really good. The only reason we didn't get more was not because of the quality of the film, because it got a lot of awards. It was very good. There was a lot of rewriting of the script for the second one. They were going to do the second and third one back, and they took so long with it that eventually the actors were allowed to leave their contracts and went on and did other stuff. Yeah. And it just got dropped, which is a bummer, because then next one they did was the Spider's Web one.
Yeah, which is the fourth one, which is weird if you're watching only the American ones, because then it's like you watch one and then you watch four. I watched the Spider's Web because it being four, it didn't really matter. It felt like a good sequel to the original trilogy. And I never watched this one because I felt like it didn't go anywhere because there was never going to be a sequel for it. But I'm glad I finally did. It's good.
Alrighty. So, now, we did Wake Up Dead Man already. Oh yeah, this one. This is one that a lot of people had on their worst of lists. I had to check it out because, remember I talked about Stellan Skarsgård, who was in the last one? This is one of the little baby Skarsgårds he made. Phil Skarsgård, who's also Pennywise. Had to see what he's doing this year, because he usually makes pretty good movies. And it's got Anthony Hopkins, but he's mostly doing voice acting in this.
Oh, yeah. He shows up at the end, though.
Yeah.
But, I thought it was really cool.
Well, tell him what it's about.
Okay, so there's this guy, and he's really desperate to get his car fixed so he can continue doing his job. He's trying not to be a complete deadbeat dad, but without having money to get his car fixed, he can't continue to do his job. And like that Good Fortune movie that also came out recently, I feel like his pain. The system is pretty rigged for a lot of people, and it's really hard to get ahead of the system. And he gets desperate. and I don't condone this by any means. It actually makes me very angry when I see this. It made me angry in weapons when I saw this. But people who just go up to cars and try to see if they're locked so they can break in. Well, he finds this really decked out car just sitting in a parking lot, and he's done this with a couple of cars. He does it to that, and surprise, surprise, that nice car is very much unlocked. He gets in it, but the problem is now he can't get out. It is locked. It is like a saw trap almost.
Nuh-uh! Is the original also called Lockjack, DB? Let us know. I didn't know it was a remake.
I didn't know either. But yeah, Anthony Hopkins is almost Jigsaw in this, and he just wants to punish and make an example of someone who tried to break into his decked out car. Like, this was bait. Like, he was waiting for this to happen.
He really has nothing else to lose, and so he's going all out. Like, he doesn't even want this guy to find redemption or anything. He just wants to make him suffer. Yeah. For
things that have happened in his past. They both have, like, different pasts of why they see the world the way they see it. And I would say they're both tragic characters, but one of them chose vengeance, the other one, well, he just made
You essentially have one guy who thinks that it's not fair, that the system's rigged, that the 1% own anything, and everyone else is just trying to get by and it's not fair. And then you have another guy who is like, what's the point in, helping people when,
desperate people will do horrible things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they both have good reasons of why they see the world the way they see it.
It's an Argentina movie. Is it? Okay, so it's also called Locked.
We'll have to check out that.
This happened to Mummy B Movie in her old condo, apparently. What?
Oh, someone broke into her car and took her coat. Yeah, I've had people smash my windows and steal shit out of my car. It's not good. And I know some of our friends that live in Cali or even in, like, just the Seattle area, they have to deal with that a lot, unfortunately.
So, I feel like this movie does overstay its welcome a little bit. It's more exciting in the beginning than it is in the end. But it wasn't a bad movie. I gave it 3 stars. It's decent. If you can catch it streaming, check it out.
I think I gave about 3.5. I liked it, but it wasn't, like, mind-blowing. It was just a good time. Skarsgård carried it. Like, you could have put someone else in that same movie, and I probably wouldn't have liked it at all. Yeah. So.
Then I finally finished watching The Monkey. I actually started watching this early in the year, and I never finished it. I finally finished watching it. So here's an unpopular opinion. I don't think I'm a big fan of Osgood Perkins, guys. I did like I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the Castle. Good. I didn't like Longlegs. I have issues with The Blackcoat's Daughter. I think the premise is cool, but I think it was a cheat the way that they had Kira Shipley and Emma Roberts playing the same character when they're the same age. I thought that was a cheat.
Like, they're so close of age, it didn't make any sense.
Oh, it's called 4x4. All right, cool. I'll have to write that down.
But, yeah.
So, this so far is probably my favorite of the Osgood Perkins movies. Even though it has Adam Scott in it.
Yeah, but him going all crazy with a flamethrower was pretty fun.
Luckily, it's very little Adam Scott, and he is killed.
Yeah.
So if you're going to put Adam Scott in your movie, at least do us a favor and kill him off.
Yeah. Or, torment him like in Krampus.
Yeah. He just has a really punchable face. It's nothing more than that. He's never done anything wrong to me or anyone in the world.
Sure, the actor is a nice person. I haven't heard anything bad about him, but
I just don't want to see his face. Like, he can be perfectly lovely, but if I ever see him, I gotta, like, put a bag over his smug little face.
Yeah.
Anyway, I rant.
Rage bait.
So, The Monkey. It's loosely based on the Stephen King short story from Skeleton Crew, I think. Anyway, Jack says he liked The Monkey. This is really fun. It's got some really, literally explosive deaths in it.
The deaths are amazing. That's going to definitely get some Oscar nominations.
And essentially, if you get this monkey and you turn it, this little crank, it will kill somebody, but not the person who turned the crank. Mm-hmm. So it'll kill somebody they know.
Yeah.
And it follows these 2 twin brothers, both played by Theo James from Divergent, throughout their life, and I mean, that's honestly basically it. My only problem with this movie is it does get kind of repetitive after a while. It just goes from one kill scene to the next kill scene. There's not a lot of story to it, but it was fun.
The time jumps aren't very fluent, and I feel like there's a few plot holes in between that didn't really add up. Like, how did the monkey end up in this position all of a sudden? Like, they never really explain it. But it's still a lot of fun. It's still visible. Like I said, as far as kills and death scenes, this one will give you some stuff to talk about.
That's 3 stars. It was perfectly fine. It was funny.
It's probably my favorite Osgood Perkins, just because it's the most
favorite. Just because it's the most. Yeah.
He's very entertaining.
Same page, you and me. Okay. Woof. Woof.
We finally got our
Buzz, your movie. Woof.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, so it's a whodunit, camper slasher, and almost all the kills are off camera. And the reveal, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's very lackluster, very, oh, okay, that was...
Guys, they reveal the killers to the audience before they reveal it to the characters. Can you imagine if like a Scream movie did that? It's bad.
I felt like the movie didn't care, so why should I care?
The movie gave zero shits, and this was written and directed by Finn Wolfhard and Billy Burke, who are also in the movie. I'm not trying to dog on the guys because they are very young, but I just don't think they were well versed enough in the slasher genre.
Especially the 80s versions.
To make this. I feel like either they were trying to do something different and it flopped, or they just don't know the genre well enough because, yeah, like I said, you don't reveal the killer to the audience. That's weird. Don't do that.
It was just so, like, sanctimonious.
The characters were terrible. The attempts at humor fell flat. And all of the kills are off screen. Like, that's a genre staple. People are watching this because they want to see boobs. Well, that's not as important anymore because now there's internet.
If you're trying to make it very authentic to an 80s movie, sure.
But they want to see boobs and they want to see kills.
Even a dong if you want to throw it in there. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, you should put in a dong. Anyway, this movie has neither of those and very, characters. Also, dudes, what the heck is Abby Quinn doing in here playing, like, a teenager?
She's like Daria.
She had a child in Knock at the Cabin. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here?
Right, and the characters are all pretty one-note stereotypes, and they're not very enjoyable. And the one you get stuck with the most, he's not like Return to Sleepaway Camp bad character, but he's still annoying, and I'm stuck with him a lot longer than I want to be. So
I gave it 2 stars. Hard skip it.
Same. It had potential, and I think summer camp movies are like usually my jam, so I was like, how did you mess this up? Actually, this was our first movie since we watched it right as the ball was dropped, and we finished it.
What?
Yeah, we
that
didn't.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, we finished. We started it. We started it last year, but we finished it at the beginning of this year.
Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Fine.
You've never seen it before.
Okay, where'd it go?
That was your first time watch. All right. New Year's Evil. Okay, so you know how time zones work, right? Their New Year's
Put a
ball.
pin in that, Jack Doobie. We're going to talk about that.
New Year's ball will drop like in London, and then it'll drop in New York, and then it'll, like so and so. This killer is calling.
He just talked about balls dropping all over the country.
Yeah, there's like this, famous glam punk rock kind of girl, and she's got like for some reason she's doing this big marathon show with her bands and other music and other stuff on there, and you can call in and you can talk to her and stuff. Very much.
It's like if MTV hosted a New Year's.
Yeah, but this is 1980, so filmed in 1979, I guess. So it's old school. But this killer calls in and he's gonna kill someone every time the ball drops in a different time zone, and because she's in California, she's in Hollywood, so it's got plenty of kills that can happen by then. And that's basically what it is. And you got to kind of figure out, as you watch the movie, who and why they're doing this to her and, like, the people they're killing. I think it's kind of fun. It has a cool elevator ending, like the elevator dropping as the ball, in a sense. But, it's not talked about a lot for a lot of reasons, so as far as slasher holidays go.
It's fine. I like the punk rock element of it. Like, I like a punk band in there that's pretty decent. I like that part of it. As far as the whodunit part, not that great.
Kind of like the last movie we talked about. The reveal was just kind of what it was.
Yeah, Linnea Quigley would have been rad in this.
I think she would have been great.
But it's perfectly fine, I guess.
But this is how we watching this as the ball dropped. We paused it, went out there, did our little ritual, and then we went back and finished it.
It's one of the 2, I guess, famous New Year's movies, being Bloody New Year's is the other one.
Yeah.
It's not as weird as that one, but I do think the other one might be a little more fun.
Yeah. But I'm glad you finally saw it. I hadn't seen it forever, so good to rewatch it.
And then we watched Vicious. What would Brian Bertino do if he made a movie in 2025? He'd make Vicious.
Yeah, isn't this a Christmas movie?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so there you go.
So this movie, if Mommy B Movie is still watching, this sounds a lot like The Third Parent, which she's been recommending to me, the book she was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
This has got Dakota Fanning in it, and she answers the door. This woman is there. She's really stressed out and strange, and essentially the woman I think she said she needs to use the phone, but once she's inside, she starts acting bizarre, and then she gives her a box. And she's like, you have to follow the rules. And I'm just, she's telling you now, you're going to think you're in a nightmare, but you're not. Follow the rules. So, yeah, you open this box, and you have to follow the rules, or I guess you or somebody will die.
It's kind of like The Ring / Jumanji / what was that one where you had the apps and you have to do all these horrible countdown, horrible shit, otherwise you don't win?
So this one, it has to be, you have to put 3 things in the box. You have to put in something you need, something you hate, and something you love. But the box knows
if you're lying.
So, like, she tries to put in her cigarettes because she's trying to quit smoking, and for something she hates, and the box knows that she doesn't really hate it, or she wouldn't keep doing it. So, if you don't do it accurately, it will punish you.
Yeah.
This movie's perfectly fine. I mean, I gave it 2.5 stars. For me, it missed the mark. I think you liked it a lot more than I did.
Yeah. I found some cool, deep meanings in it.
The problem with this is, I think for the movie to work, you need to understand what their meaning is, but the meaning isn't that easy to suss out without looking it up online afterwards.
I did.
And I feel like the story falls apart without the meaning behind it.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's supposed to be an allegory for essentially anxiety and how you go through cycles and how you combat anxiety. I didn't think that it worked that well.
And breaking a vicious cycle, hence the title. Like,
this isn't a robot either. It's an evil box thing.
You get caught up in vicious cycles.
Yeah,
only
true.
you can break them. You can pass them on to other people.
Terror Train's my favorite New Year's Eve movie.
Yeah, that one's great. Jamie Curtis. So I don't know. I felt like that.
You liked it.
I like that, but I also agree with you. When the movie, if you take the metaphor out of it, does it really hold up?
No.
And this movie, it's not as bad as certain ones I could say that are worse with that whole trope. But yeah, it doesn't hold up very well without the metaphor, so.
But I think if the metaphor of anxiety and the cycles of it really resonate with you, this is something like it worked for Danny, it could really, you could really like it. For me, I think the best movies where they have another layer to them, you think about movies like Get Out or Hereditary, anything like that, I think the best ones are where you can watch it without knowing whatever metaphor they intended and enjoy it.
Like,
and it's effective.
They Live, perfect. Cause
exactly.
You could just think, oh, it's aliens, but you could also think, oh, the government. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you're thinking, it's a great movie.
Yeah, the theme is a bonus.
Yeah.
So if you want something to chew on and analyze, it's there. But you don't need it to enjoy the film.
Oh, like Mother?
This movie, if you can't figure it out, again, like Mother.
That was too much. This one I feel like isn't as bad as Mother with that stuff, but it's still, it's shaky without it, so.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, the hand that rocks the cradle.
Spoiler alert, watch this whole movie, no one rocks that freaking cradle.
Nobody rocked the cradle.
I don't think that cradle can rock. It looks like it's a solid cradle, like it would be shaking the baby inside, which.
So if you wanted to see cradles get rocked.
You were lied to.
You're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'd say better about the original. That cradle rocked.
That cradle rocked. It did rock. So, this one is a remake to the one that had Rebecca De Mornay in it, and I will say this one goes about it very differently. There is a similar twist in it to the original, but they go about it very differently.
I'll say they didn't have Ernie Hudson in it. That's very different.
Dude, where's Ernie Hudson?
It makes everybody.
So you got Micah Monroe as this woman who meets Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is like a go-getter, and she's like a girl boss, and she's super well off and has a husband and a new baby, but she ain't got no time to raise that baby, so she needs like a nanny is what she needs. And then she meets Micah Monroe, and Micah Monroe's like, I don't have money, but I'm used to a nanny, and she's like, oh my gosh, I have money and I need a nanny. So you think this is perfect, but it's not.
And she looks at Micah Monroe like kind of a young, cooler version of herself, She's like, she kind of falls for her in more ways than one. It gets very sexual tension in this movie.
If you gave up on it, I mean, it does feel a little bit like a Lifetime movie, though not as bad as Bad Nanny. Remember that one?
God.
Or Evil Nanny?
Evil Nanny.
The twist is pretty interesting. However, I don't think it works as well as in the original. So I think I can spoil the original one because it came out in the 90s. But the twist of the original one is you find out that Rebecca De Mornay's character has targeted the mom, the woman of the household, because she blames her for the death of her family. So Rebecca De Mornay's husband was a doctor who was doing things to his patients under anesthesia. I can't remember. Moira Kelly, I think, has played the mom in that. She was one of the people who reported him, and then that guy killed himself, and then Rebecca De Mornay from the stress lost her baby. So that's why she has revenge. And you're like, okay, pretty cut and dry, but she's still evil. This one's a lot more complicated.
Ending's insane.
And not as satisfying, because like in that one, you're like, no, Rebecca De Mornay, like, she cute, but she crazy.
Evil was stopped. That's how you
Evil has been vanquished.
In this, you're like...
And in this, I'm like, oh, I kind of liked Micah Monroe better.
Like, she was definitely evil cray-cray in her own way, but... She had way better reasons for what she was doing, and you kind of want to see her succeed.
So, Jack, dude, I have not seen The Housemaid, and I haven't read the book, so don't give me any spoilers. But, I mean, I'm going to read the book before I watch the movie if I decide to go down this path. Should I check it out? I can't tell. I can't really tell what's going on from the trailer. I don't want to know, but do you recommend it or not? Let me know. Okay. So I give this 3 stars. It's a lot of 3-star movies this month, guys. For me, a 3-star, it's decent. If it's streaming, it's on your friends at the house, you know, grab a chicken wing and watch it with them.
And I hate to say it, but January is usually like that for us because we have to go back and watch the ones that we were like, they're probably 3-star movies, so we're not like high or low on our list, which we try to do as we go throughout the year. But then as we're like getting ready for those Oscars, we're like, okay, which ones did we miss and pass up on because they just looked eh? And then they turned out most of them usually are eh. Not all of them.
Yeah, surprise.
Every once in a while we get a good surprise.
You
like, oh, we should have saw this.
Because sometimes other people are meh on it, and then you and I are like, holy balls. Or at least one of us is holy balls.
But we just end up with a lot of meh because of the way we run it.
One that was surprising.
No, it's still just...
So... The book, The Housemaid.
Oh.
All right. Have you seen the movie yet, My Maybe Movie? Let me know. So I'm probably gonna read The Housemaid here pretty soon too, in the 3rd pairing. So, yeah. So Screamboat. It's surprising only because I thought this was gonna be a 1-star movie, and surprise, I gave it 3 stars. It's perfectly decent.
And David Howard Thornton, once again, no matter what ridiculous outfit, doesn't matter if it's a clown, if it's the Grinch, or a mouse that they make small. He always can very much emote for him, like project his facial expressions. Like he just can be the character without talking. He never even has to talk.
So there's like a whole trend right now where anything that's gone into public domain that's kind of like a kid's thing is getting a horror movie.
It started the Popeye movies.
The Popeye, Betty Boop is getting one, Winnie the Pooh. It's ridiculous, and I'm really already over it.
Yeah, Betty Boop's this year.
So, Steamboat Willie, not Mickey Mouse, went into public domain, and that's why we got a couple different Steamboat Willie movies. Yeah. This one is actually okay. It has fun with the concept. It's not amazing, but it's way better than you would think it is, mostly because David Howard Thornton is terrific at playing a silent character.
He's so charismatic, even with just crazy stuff on his face, but you can read his face. Like, he's always just good at being, like... silly. He can make all these like facial reactions to everything. He can be silly. He can be scary. He can be all kinds of things. And this movie also has just a lot of fun, clever kills. Like Mousetrap was just boring. That was just a standard slasher with a guy with a shitty mask. This at least is a funny kind of Mickey Mouse horror movie. Actually,
and they incorporate Walt Disney, and they incorporate Mickey Mouse, they incorporate Minnie Mouse.
All these other references.
If you're a Disney fan, they use so many lines from popular Disney movies in this. It's insane. There's also tons of little Easter eggs. So if you're a Disney fan, this could be a really fun for you. You can make it a drinking game.
Yeah,
you will be smashed, but you'll be having a good time.
There's these princesses of it, like, not a bachelorettes.
They're not princesses. They're at a bachelorette party.
Yeah, well, no, it's actually a birthday party. But it's very much a bachelorette style. They're all drunk, but they're all wearing the princess dresses, and they have names of the princesses, and it's funny. And he kills them in horrible ways.
And David Howard Thornton is going to be one of the guests at Crypticon this year.
Yeah.
Crypticon Seattle. We go every year as panelists, so I'm super excited. He seems like a super sweet guy.
I'm going to ask him who would win in a fight, the Grinch or Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So, if you're looking for... I mean, you're only going to watch this if you're looking for something to have fun with some cool kills in it. If that's what you're looking for, this is a good time. Check it out. Stream it on TV.
Yeah. Silly.
Now, something that wasn't a good time. I gave the Steamboat 3 stars. Bambi, The Reckoning.
Okay.
Hey, the Fantastic Oracle's here. What is up?
This is in the Poohverse. And to be fair, the Poohverse is shit. And this is actually probably my favorite movie in the Poohverse because I felt like the CGI is at least better than it used.
The second Pooh movie better.
I didn't like it as much as I like this. All right, that's still people with masks, and it had really bad CGI. Where this has CGI. Like the Bambi deer looks actually okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's the kind of CGI like if one of my YouTube friends made it for their video, I'd be like, "Whoa, that's pretty good."
Yeah.
It's not like if Marvel did. I'd be like, "That's kind of shit CGI."
I'm comparing it to the Poohverse.
For a low budget horror movie, it's decent. Bambi looks pretty good. He's got like these multiple teeth. And it's crazy.
There's killer rabbit thumpers, and those are my favorite part actually. These little killer rabbits. Actually, it was pretty good. There's an unnecessary storyline in here with this old lady who like can foresee the tale of Bambi and all this weird like connection she has with it. Don't need any of that. Take it all out. Basically, this is the Toxic Avenger of animal forest movies. So.
Yeah, so they have this lake that's in the middle of the forest in the meadow, and it's full of toxic waste, and so it's transformed all of the animals to be like rabid and killer and all mutated, right? That's a great movie by itself. This didn't need to be Bambi, and honestly the Bambi elements of it, like the hunters and all that, is the most boring part of the film. Yeah. I wish they had done this as just a straight up toxic
creature
animal
Avengers.
Yeah. So I didn't like it. I gave it 2 stars, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's called Stream.
It's quickly done. But the rest of the Poohverse is even worse, so if you can't handle this, don't bother with any of that.
I would just skip this and watch Day of the Animal instead. It still holds up.
Or Zombievers.
Ah, yeah. Zombievers is good.
Yeah. All right. What's his butt?
Dude, we watched so many movies. How you doing? How you holding up?
Talk some movies.
Dude, I am talking about movies. What are you doing?
Talking movies.
I like your little dance there. If you ever decide to like leave me to go make dancing happen, you could probably be really good at it. You could dance with stars and stuff.
No, don't want to steal too much.
Deer?
Don't want to steal too much.
Pretty much, dude.
They did Crack Coon. There was
They did Meth Gator.
Meth Gator and Crack Coon. Cocaine
See,
Shark.
that's the thing. I know
Cocaine
a lot of
Shark
people, and I agree, the movies that are just made by producers that are huge budget and completely soulless, but sometimes there are low budget soulless movies too, where something's good and then there's a billion cheap knockoffs of it.
Snakes on a Train and stuff like that, where like something was a hit, so here's our quick to video or quick to streaming crap fest that just plays off that. And what was it? Cocaine Shark was like the worst of those because you could tell. The only thing they wanted to make it called Cocaine Shark is they made like a 5-minute opening, had nothing to do with the rest of the movie, where it was like a shark octopus. That's, I think, what they were originally going to call it. But then they just changed it to Cocaine Shark to change it.
So, speaking of weird low-budget knockoffs, this is a sequel not to our original Mary Lambert directed 1980-ish Pet Sematary. Yeah. This is to the remake that had John Lithgow in it that wasn't very good. So I skipped this one when it came out in 2023 because I wasn't impressed with the remake. However, this was decent. Guess how many stars I gave it? 3 stars. Everything. You get 3 stars. You get 3 stars.
Which is an improvement from the one that it's a prequel to.
Yeah, I like this more than the remake of Pet Sematary.
Though I hate how like Judd doesn't have his accent. Like, why doesn't he have his accent?
Yeah.
Why can't he talk like that? He's old enough he should have his accent.
Sometimes dead is... I can't do it. Do a main accent.
Sometimes dead is better. If you go up that road, you're going to find trouble.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're going to be so cute when you're old. Please have a main accent when you're old for no reason.
But yeah, Judd Crandall should have his accent even at the age of 20 or whatever he is in this movie. Yeah. He's going to go join the Greenpeace, but he doesn't get out of town and all this stuff happens with the cemetery.
It's a prequel. I do like that, keeping in line with the Mary Lambert directed original. It does have a female director. That's cool. But this is the prequel about Judd Crandall's life. So the John Lithgow character in the remake or the Fred Gwynne character in the original.
Yeah. Which Fred Gwynne nailed it. And John Lithgow was good in that movie, but that movie just wasn't good.
But aside from him not having his accent, this is actually pretty good. So originally him and his... We know he eventually ends up marrying her. It's his girlfriend in this, though, who plays Norma. So if you are familiar with the book or with the remake, Norma, when she's older, gets cancer and passes away in Pet Sematary. So in this, Judd and Norma are just now dating, and they're going to go join Greenpeace because they want to go help people.
They want to get out of town.
And they want to get the heck out of town. Yeah. And just as they are about to go, a man who's played by David Duchovny. So they talk about Timmy in Pet Sematary. Judd mentions Timmy, how there was a boy who had been sent away to war who died at war.
Came back
when
in a
he
box.
was shipped back home in a box, his dad buried him in the Micmac burial ground.
Didn't
and
come
Timmy
back right.
came back messed up. And
Like
that's,
anybody that gets buried there.
That's what happens in this, is Timmy comes back, and this is all the mayhem that Timmy causes.
Yeah, if you've read the book, you know vaguely the story. They don't go into it a whole detail, but Judd talks about past incidents with that burial ground, and the Timmy one is part of it. So
the dog too is in this.
Yeah, and that's why I was actually pretty excited, like, just to know that they did that, because I remember when I first read that book, I'm like, they should make a prequel. I love Pet Sematary too, and I know Stephen King didn't write that, but I love it.
But this is decent. I gave it 3 stars. It was way better than I thought it would be. I was thinking this was a 2-star movie. This is a solid 3-star movie. If it's streaming, check it out. You also got Henry Thomas in it, who I love from E.T. There's good people in it. I have minor problems with it. I think if you're going to make a movie that's set in the 60s, maybe not have all the girls have Instagram brows. You know, it's a kind of a dead giveaway that we're not in the 60s. They could have tried a little bit harder. That's one of the things that drive, even Sinners, which is perfection. It's 5 stars. Couldn't you have taken 2 seconds to yellow their teeth up a little bit? Because nobody had bright white, pressed white.
Mostly Michael B. Jordan. Both his characters had like perfect teeth. One of them had like a filling, but other than that, they had perfectly white. It's like.
But in this one, it's the Instagram brows that really were driving me nuts. But aside from that, pretty good, way better than expected. Yeah, I really liked it. It had some creepy moments in it. It was worth a watch.
Yeah, I was entertained.
Bum-ba-da-bum.
And, you know, Mulder, your son's a little messed up. Yeah, I don't think there's any good in him. But Mulder still wants to believe.
Yeah, he does. This was one of the highlights of the month. It was Queens of the Dead. So this is pretty rad. Tina Romero, the daughter of George Romero, who did the Night of the Living Dead franchise, made this, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I thought she did a really good job. And I feel like I can speak from experience here as somebody who is a retired drag king. My name was Sunny Boner. Yeah, I was a drag king for a long time, and this is pretty accurate. It's about drag queens at a club. I can't remember the name of the club. Essentially, there is a club where they're going to have a drag performance that night when the zombie outbreak happens. And I feel like this movie did a good job. It has a lot of queer actors in it, like Jack Spivey's in it, and Katie O'Brien is in it. They're great actors. They're characters you really care about. You also have Ricky Lindholm from Hall & Oates in it.
Yeah,
Margaret Cho.
And she, even though she's finally stepping in, because she's done other stuff before this, but she's doing her dad's, you know, passing down that lineage of playing with the dead, that her dad created these zombies. Like, you know, zombies were completely different until George A. Romero defined what a zombie was.
Yeah, it needs to be like,
but she's...
like people who were under, like, a spell.
Yeah, and I feel like, like voodoo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there's other reasons,
curse.
sometimes even, like, sci-fi reasons, but... I feel like she did her dad proud. I think it's also she's not doing exactly his thing. This is much her own flavor. This is closer, I would say, to Shaun of the Dead than it is to the Living.
Yeah, if you
Night
like
of the Living
Shaun
Dead
of the
trilogies.
Dead, this is Shaun of the Dead with drag queens.
Yeah, it's
Shaun of the Dead meets Boulet Brothers.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead
Dracula.
for the LGBT crew, like for that like stuff.
Dracula meets Shaun of the Dead.
Perfect.
I really liked this. This was a lot of fun. It's different than a lot of zombie movies because you really care about the characters, and that is the heart of this. She's also, Tina Romero does a good job playing tribute to her father. These are slow-moving zombies. I know that's a deal breaker for some of you. You got your slow-moving zombies in this. And it was the reason why you have the look of the zombies. So the first one where we saw the zombies in color was Dawn of the Dead. And that makeup was created by Tom Savini. And he wanted to make their faces kind of grayish because he based it on the dead bodies he had seen when he was stationed in Vietnam. They came out more bluish. And he's never been a fan of that. But in paying tribute to her father's work, the zombies in this are a little more bluish. And they look fantastic. And also the drag costumes and stuff look fantastic. So it does a really, really good job.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead, especially like the opening, those zombies look kind of blue and there's not much to them. They get better once you're into the mall because that's where they had the budget and time to actually put someone in there. But he's like never been super happy about this. I think the makeup looks great in this movie though.
But it's really cool. We have 2 locations. So we have this club where Katie O'Brien's character Dre is supposed to host this drag performance thing, and she's also trying to get her best friend who he was supposed to go on stage and he froze and he didn't do it, and now
he works as a nurse, or they work as a nurse with a yeah, they didn't do it.
Sam?
Yeah, they work with a nurse with a.
You're throwing me off.
Yeah, you're throwing me off, dude, because that happened a long time ago. That happened a long time ago.
Simonse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I forgot that part. Anyway, where was I? So Simonse, he froze, and now he's supposed to be going back on stage, bringing Simonse back. And then the other location is the hospital where Katie O'Brien's wife, played by Ricky Lindholm, is working in the ER.
Yeah.
And she meets a young trans girl, and she has decided, you know, because the outbreak's happening, that the 2 of them are going to get out, and they're going to go to the club and join the group over there so that they have safety in numbers.
Yeah, so there is another club, very posh, very high class, because this is very underground kind of punk rock drag, like downtown.
Dude, this is posh drag. I've done underground crap drag.
No, there's the posh one where they're going to have like fancy hors d'oeuvres and it's like all white and very classy, high class kind of stuff. And they've poached their performer. Their head performer has been poached to go over and do that instead.
I would say this is more like punk drag than low class. I've seen bad drag. Their drag is
punk rock.
All right.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm not good at listening.
You find like one word and then you fixate on that one word.
I know, dude. We're gonna have to get marital.
So Dre is desperate. So that's why her friend who bailed out on her years ago, who works at as a nurse as well, gets talked into doing it for him because they're very desperate for an act. And there's other acts of good stuff. Like, a lot of people don't come to their act, unfortunately. They all went up to the posh one, but then the big zombie thing happens, and people do come back. And then the zombies need to come back. And then it's crazy. There's dancing, and there's drag shows, there's zombies. And like I said, you care about the characters. And some of them die, some of them don't. But
it's got a good soundtrack. It's got some Kesha on it, and then the score is by Blitz Berlin, who it's got to be like my favorite people who do score right now. So like I love like Graham Revell from back in the 90s. Blitz Berlin is the new Graham Revell. Like, I get super excited whenever they do a score. They did the score for P.G. Gorman. They did it for Deathstalker. They did it for the new Silent Night, Deadly Night. And they did it in this, and it's fantastic.
They're doing a killer job with scores. So, yeah, and then that Kesha song you mentioned, I used that in my Instagram story to promote this live stream.
Nice.
Because I knew that was the song that they used in the movie. So, Blow or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it had a lot of heart, and I can see her, if she doesn't want to do any more Dead stuff, and this was the one tribute to her dad, that is fair. She has other things she wants to do. But if she ever wants to bring out her dad's toys and play with them and tell good stories, I'm more than welcome for the idea. Because I think
I would love to see her do more. And I do know that for a long time they've been trying to do, like, another of the Dead movie that George Romero had planned but hadn't finished. So I think they should let her do it.
Yeah, they should. I don't see why anybody else would be any better for it.
Yeah, she's like how Joe Hill is to Stephen King. Stephen King said if he were to pass away mid-book, Joe knows his style enough that he could finish it. I think Tina could finish the Romero movie that he didn't finish.
But like I said, not just a carbon copy of her dad. She has her own flavor.
Definitely a lot more color and stuff to it. But yeah, just like how his films also explored societal issues, so does this one, but not in a way that's beating you over the head with it. Anyway, check it out. So I give it 3.5 stars.
I think I gave it 4.
Okay, so
usually just slightly nicer. Usually, sometimes I'm.
Wow, it's true though.
Usually ours is about a half-star difference almost on all of our ratings.
So Marshmallow, Jack mentioned this one earlier. We are not going to spoil too much.
No, but this is actually a lot more of the summer camp horror that I wanted from Hell of a Summer. I never went to an official summer camp as a kid, but I did spring camp a couple of times during spring break for 5th and 6th grade. Very similar. Had cabins, did all the stuff that you usually see. That it only lasted a week.
We don't have summer camp in England.
Yeah, I just had spring camp. It was 1 week instead of all summer. I would have loved to have gone to a summer camp one because it was a lot of fun.
Let me ask Mummy. Mummy, movie, I mean, I never went to. I was also in an Air Force base, so my childhood isn't like typical English childhood. But maybe movie. Are there summer camps in England? Let me know.
I don't know, but I always loved the idea. I always liked the books, not just Goosebumps, but there was other like spooky books that I read as a child that are very much summer camp. Obviously, I love the Friday the 13th franchise and any other horror movie that takes place at a summer camp. So this is a little more what I wanted. There's actually an active camp with lots of kids. There's
like sleepaway camp.
Yeah, there's like problems, there's bullying, there's all kinds of stuff.
There's Corbin Bernstein. Remember the freaking dentist, guys?
Yeah.
Freaking dentist. I love that guy. I love that guy.
This played out as a very,
Bernstein. There we go.
kind of like an R-rated R.L. Stein summer camp book. And I liked that. And for me, that was good. Because there's a mystery. Like, there's stuff that's happening that's
we'll
weird.
keep it spoiler-free, but essentially Marshmallow there's this kid who, his grandfather's just passed away. He's going through a lot of stuff. He already had a lot of anxiety. He's terribly afraid of the water. He has these horrible dreams. And he's been sent away to summer camp. And his parents are kind of like the helicoptery parents, so he's also not used to being away from home. And it's a pretty typical summer camp, but instantly he is zeroed in on by the bullies, and they start picking on him. They know he's afraid of water, so they're checking him in the water and stuff. And there's some odd things happening. Like, some of the kids start acting really strange, and they also have an urban legend about a doctor that used to have a building there where the camp used to stand and did, like, experiments on people.
Yeah, and they're like, so the urban tale is like, the doctor will get you and he'll experiment on you, and all that stuff. But he meets a couple of kids, like, that are also kind of outcasts, and they're a little fun group together. There's obviously bullies, like we said. He's got really no friends. That's why they make him go to summer camp. And the last thing his grandpa did was kind of tell him it's a good idea and convince him it would be. And then his grandpa kind of passed away right there. Tragically passed away right after that whole, like, convincing. And then his dad, like, knows he doesn't have friends. And he's like, well, my colleagues, their kid's going to be there. So I can make it to where you're in the same cabin. And he's like, but that kid's a jerk. He's like, I'll be friends with my friend's kid, kind of thing. There's a lot of pressure. But overall, I think it was really well done.
Castigoral says they're a big Friday the 13th fan and big into camping. I like camping a lot, but I never even really went camping, aside from when we'd go to America to visit, like, my dad's family or after we moved here. So did you go to summer camp? I would love to know, because I think it sounds super fun.
But it is a slow build. There is some dream sequences, but it's got a good spooky tension.
And it's got a great twist. So this is one you're going to want to check out before someone spoils it for you. It is streaming on Shudder. The twist is awesome. So there is something going on around there, and maybe it has something to do with this urban legend. Maybe it's something else. I don't know, but you should check it out.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of spooky tension, slow build, but I feel like it paid off.
Jason, I love Chopping Mall. Chopping Mall is awesome. It's got that great head explosion.
Yeah, should have been called the Killbots, though.
Agreed. Woof.
Dick Miller in it.
So here we go. Marshmallow, by the way, I gave 3.5 stars too.
Yeah, I saw. Oh, yeah. Right. I gave it 3.5.
This was part of Joe Bob's Don't Night.
Don't Night. And all right, I've seen this tens of times, dozens of times maybe. This movie is the silliest movie ever.
It has the worst soundtrack and the worst sound design.
It is really just what it says on the tin, though. Don't go in the woods. Why are people going in the woods? Why not? I've gone hiking. I usually run into other hikers and other campers that are out there. That's just how it is. When you go up in the mountains, there's usually other people doing stuff in the mountains. Even when we went up to film Canadian Jason, we usually run into other people out there doing their own thing.
This looks like someone just took a camcorder and filmed something over the weekend without any film expertise.
The audio is awful. I admit, they're like, especially the like weird soundy track noises that they make all the time is driving you nuts.
The theme song of the movie sounds like Teddy Bear Picnic. Like it goes on the same beats.
They do that in the credits, and I think it's really creepy, and I like it. The footage, sometimes it looks pretty good, sometimes it looks super awful with all the little hairs and bad parts of the film, because he used the end stocks. Like when people were done making movies, the stuff they didn't actually film on, they cut that, right? And they like then try to mine the silver out of it. But he's like, no, I'll buy that from you really cheap. And then they did. So he made, like, he Frankensteined film rolls out of tiny film stocks that are only, like, 6-8 frames. And he, like, Frankensteined them all together to film this movie.
It's terrible. I gave it 1 star. It sucked.
It's got your lazy-ass cops that are like, oh, yeah, we'll get up there after lunch. And they're like, but you're eating lunch now? It's just like, they'll do it. It's got this kind of weird wild man Viking dude. He looks like he would be like a J6er or whatever, but he's got beads on his face, and he just kills people by throwing sharp sticks at them and shit. Machete sometimes. And
sucks.
why? I don't know. He just lives out in the woods and kills anybody who comes out in the woods. Doesn't need much more reason than that. And there's all these different characters. A lot of them are just there, and they eventually get killed.
But you guys
three
know
of
that
them, about 3 or 4 of them have plot.
wheelchair scene in Children of the Corn 2 where they yeet the old lady in the wheelchair out of the bingo hall. There is a guy in a wheelchair who gets yeeted off a cliff, so that was cool.
Yeah, I usually when I watch this movie, I always make in my head the goofy noise, like all these people who fall off cliffs in this movie, and he's one of them, and he's pushing the wheelchair up there. He has nothing to do with the plot. It just every once in a while they show him struggling to get higher and higher up that mountain in his wheelchair by himself, because that's a great idea. As soon as he finally gets to the top, killed.
I don't recommend it, but if you're gonna watch it, watch the Joe Bob version. So, yes. Jason, I have good news for you. He said if they bring back Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he wants Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. They are bringing back Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The new show is called Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale. Sarah Michelle Gellar is playing Buffy, so I'm excited for that.
Seems like she's tutoring a new Slayer, but she's still her original Buffy. It's Buffy grown up.
And then Fantastic Oracle says it was a sportsman's club that my grandparents were members of, and it felt like a summer camp because you'd be able to stay the night over. And I remember when school was out, they'd stay there for 2 months. That sounds super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen Don't Go Into the Woods. It's an alright film after all. It's still better than the remake by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That was like just to promote a band, and the music wasn't good, and they stole a couple of the iconic kills, and otherwise it was just awful though.
So, Don't Torture a Duckling, the other part of Joe Bob's Don't Night.
Yeah.
This one's actually good. This is a Lucio Fulci film.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
1972.
Saw it before I met you. A burned DVD that I had that I think Ronnie made me, because he'd like burn some movies that never came out on DVD, but you know, that quality. But I like it. It's a good whodunit. There's serial killing of children in this local very little town, very religious, superstition town, and there's killers. There's twists on who the killer would be. There's people who admit they're the killer. There's people who are pretty obvious the killer, but a lot of them turn out to not be the killer. It keeps you guessing throughout the whole thing. So.
Yeah, it's a whodunit. Like I said, these young boys are getting killed. That's why it's called Don't Torture a Duckling, because, you know, these kids are getting killed in pretty gruesome ways, and you gotta figure out who did it. I won't spoil the ending for you, but it was a pretty good reveal. I enjoyed it. The acting's pretty good. It's got boobs in it.
Yeah, there's like a Hollywood Scarlet. There's a guy who's kind of like a homeless tramp on the spectrum. That's then there's a witch. Then there's a priest. There's all kinds of suspects, and they're all very much entertaining characters, and you kind of figure it out as you go.
I give it 3.5 stars.
I like it. And then the end of the cliff. This also it has the most epic like cliff like kill.
This is true.
So
let's talk about The Home. So, while I'm not a big Adam Scott fan, because he's got like a really smug, punchable face, I also think Pete Davidson has a punchable face, but not in like a smug way. Just, I don't know, dude. He just bugs me.
Pete Davidson. He kind of looks like the Temu version of Skarsgård, honestly.
I guess so.
Like, I feel like when they make certain movies where they try to make Bill Skarsgård, like, look like a degenerate, like in The Crow or Locked, as we talked about earlier, I feel like they should have just casted maybe Pete Davidson for those roles.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he just feels like he's naturally that guy.
He just seems like one of those dude bro kind of guys, but nothing against him. Anyway, The Home, so what's it about?
Well, he is kind of a fuck up, but apparently really good at graffiti. Like, honestly, I don't know why they're even mad. Like, he made that wall look great. But he grew up in a foster home, and his foster brother kind of disappeared a long time ago, and he just kind of went sour in his direction in life ever since then. Found out that his brother just kind of died after leaving for college. And being a foster kid, his foster parents are like, oh, we're going to try and get a deal with you so you're not in trouble for this graffiti, but you're going to have to go work at this old people's home. And then it's just weird. There's like all these twists. It's once again like all the stuff that's happening there, and it's spooky. And he's like, I don't know if I should even be trying to pay attention to this. Like, should I just, keep my head down and ignore all this craziness, or should I get involved? But like just weirder and weirder stuff keeps happening and putting him in the direction. And can he save these old people from something that might be a horrible fate? Can he save himself? I don't know. You gotta watch the movie.
It gets really weird. There's a big twist ending. I wasn't a fan of this. I gave it 2.5 stars. I think it just kind of missed the mark. I feel like it did way too much misdirection, and it wasn't a lot of fun. And I really like mysteries where it's like, even if I didn't figure it out, the clues were there and I could have figured it out. I don't feel like you can really figure this one out.
Well,
it does have John Glover in it, though, who was in Gremlins 2 and Smallville. It was nice to see him. Pete Davidson doesn't do a bad job, and at the end of it, there is a pretty impressive bloodbath. But overall, this was a miss for me.
we did actually figure out the what pretty quick. We didn't figure out the why, but we figured out the what pretty quickly. Like, we called it, and then it ended up being what we thought. But it has weird twists, and not all of them are good. I admit, there's like a couple of the twists in there, like, as you figure out all these things, some of them are just kind of dumb. Once you figure out why, they make a little more sense, and I give them a little more of a pass knowing the ending of it. But when it was happening, I'm like, this is just dumb.
How many stars do you give it?
3, probably.
2.5. That's what it's gonna be. All right, let me see what's next. Oh, we're almost done. 2 more movies left, guys. 2 more movies.
Well, this is one we've seen many times, but we've watched
seen
it.
this many times, but like I mentioned, if you were part of the B Movie Coven, if you're part of the $5 tier and up, we do a movie night and we do a game night every month. This Friday is game night. But this last month, we watched Frozen, because it's January and it's really cold.
Yeah, and apparently there's big ice storms that are hitting the other coast real bad right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I love Frozen. Always have. It's a good time. Adam Green is amazing. He's one of my favorite directors.
He's the director of this. He also did the Hatchet movies.
And I think he's so good at writing dialogue that a lot of people give him credit for that, because it is kind of funny dialogue, but it works. It makes you care about these characters, and it's very much a dialogue-driven story. They're stuck on a thing out in the cold all night, and even longer than that, but there's nothing much more for them to do than talk to each other, so...
But, I mean, it's one of those movies where you just keep thinking they are making the worst decisions ever. But if they didn't make terrible decisions, they wouldn't have ended up in the situation. And who hasn't done something really stupid where you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. So if you imagine you're having one of those days where every one of those decisions you made the dumbest decision, you might be in this situation. Anyway, it is really thrilling. There's some great body horror. There's a lot of eek moments. I've seen this movie a dozen times, and it still makes me go,
Oh, yeah.
But it's really good.
It was weird, too, because when we did it for your watch party, I was generally coming down with some sort of horrible bug. So I was watching it, and I started chittering, even though it was like 73 degrees in our house. I was like, I thought I was just getting cold because we were watching it, but no, I was actually getting really sick, so that heightened my experience.
He did it all practically. He really filmed it outdoors. There's no green screen or anything in this.
The wolves aren't CGI.
Yeah.
And they fairly act like normal wolves, for the most part. I mean, maybe a little more aggressive than normal.
And they're a lot more aggressive than normal wolves.
Yeah, but I've seen worse.
Yeah, I've seen worse. Overall, this is a solid movie. It's one I would recommend adding to your collection. 4 stars, and you can watch it for free on Tubi. And if you're part of the channel, you can watch our commentary on it.
Yeah. Boom.
Channel memberships, yo. And like I said, twice a month I give out free memberships. So, yeah, check it out, and then you can just test it out.
Mm-hmm.
And the last movie we're going to talk about, which is good, because, like, dude, we watched so many movies, I'm, like, out of breath.
Right.
This was a little surprise. So if you guys are familiar with the Into the Dark series on Hulu, this was the very last movie they did for that. And a lot of people thought it was pretty lackluster. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cute movie, and...
Cute?
Yeah, I think it's cute. The mom and the kid, they have a cute relationship.
Heartwarming.
Heartwarming, yeah.
It's directed by Emma Tammy, who currently is doing the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. And what's it about?
Well, they're new to town. Mom wants to get a job at the local bar. They're just trying to lay low. They're clearly on the run. You get a little bit of, like... They show you some scenes of where their past is from, and apparently there's some blood that they're running from. Of course, Mom wants to get a giant cage in this basement built because kid's a werewolf. And...
That's not spoiling anything.
It tells you that pretty
It
quick.
kind of makes it seem like either the kid or the mom, but if you even look at it on IMDb or watch the trailer, they'll tell you it's the kid.
Yeah.
So her son is a werewolf. It's because her partner was a werewolf, and then they had this werewolf kid. So she has to lock him up on the full moon, but it's just one night a month, and she's there, and she keeps an eye on him, and long as she keeps him locked up, everything's fine. Obviously, that's going to go wrong.
Oh yeah, small town with a horrible douchebag sheriff who wants to just get up in their business.
I thought this was really good. Some of the negative reviews thought it was a little slow, but I think this is really more like one of those ones that merges the horror and the drama. If you care about the mom and the kid and their situation in this, and you want to see them have a good, normal life and all that, you're going to be into it. I thought it was kind of cool because I'm writing a book about a werewolf kid, and mine's a lot different than this, which is refreshing. But, yeah, it's something that I've also thought a lot about. So it was kind of cool to see what they did here. I think the performances are really good. The kid who plays the kid in this, he's done some other stuff recently. So, Luna. He was Merry Little Batman. And in Elio, he did the voices in both of those, so, which is cool, because this kid's pretty talented. Yeah, great cast. Highly recommended. You can stream it on Hulu. Check it out. Jack says, I saw it. It was good. It also hit me a little weirdly. Yeah, I thought it was good. I was really curious to see how this was going to end. And I was satisfied with it. So I gave it 3.5 stars. Oh, don't do that. Please don't do that. Take that poll down right now.
No.
No. What if they all say no and then I start writing my book? I'm writing a book and there's a kid who's a werewolf in it.
Yeah. It's going to be great. She needs to get on finishing that.
I'm working on it.
You've been working on it.
Can't believe you made that a poll. Why are they making friends when they know they're gonna die? I mean,
she doesn't like go out of her way to try to make friends. The neighbor guy,
that dude's way pushy,
but he's very nice.
It's the guy from Maniac Cop 2.
Yeah, the neighbor guy is very nice and he's very handyman and he wants to help. He's a little too pushy for his own good, but he's trying. She understands he's trying to be nice. Her boss, he's a pretty cool guy, but then there's sheriff and his deputy. They're assholes, and all 3 of those categories of those people like are really up in her biz. So.
And the poll, dude.
Give a little bit.
You are terrible.
Oh, I have another show that I've been watching that I have to talk about.
What's that?
TV show. Zombieland Saga. Anime that I actually watched this whole month.
Alright. You can end it up.
Alright, so there's a TV show that I watched. It is technically an anime, but it is Zombieland Saga. Alright, in the first episode, this girl, she's like, pretty good at singing, and she steps out of her house and bam! Killed, hit by like a truck. And that's not the first anime to do that. Yu Yu Hakusho and Excel Saga have done that, and a few others probably the list. But it's always fun. She wakes up, and she's like, oh, she can tell she's like hurt, but like someone is like tended to her wounds. But she's like in a Resident Evil mansion, and it's crazy. And there's zombies, other zombie girls, and they chase her out of the mansion, and she escapes. Just to be found finally. There's a cop. But then the cop freaks out when he sees her. He's like, and he pulls a gun on her and he shoots her. And then she sees her reflection that she's a freaking zombie. So she like manages to get back to the zombie house. And then she finds out that like her and these other zombie girls have been brought to life from different eras. Some of them are from like really long time ago. A lot of them like one from the 80s, one from the 90s, one from like early 2000s and stuff. And she is pretty recent herself. And all these different zombie girls. One of them was like played a magic.
Is there a dog?
Yeah, there's a little dog. And there was like a little magic girl, like that was her, like she was
Is
TV.
it so they can have a zombie harem? Why are they all ladies?
Because the guy who brought them back to life, he's gonna start up a, J-pop group with them. They're gonna be pop singers.
J-pop, so they're like a Japanese band?
Yeah, Japanese pop singers. They're gonna be idols.
So basically, someone saw that K-pop Demon Hunters was doing really well.
This is way older. This is way back.
K-pop Demon Hunters pretty good, though.
This is from 2018. So.
Cool.
But, yeah.
So you like it?
Yeah. I hadn't seen it before, so that was cool. I binge watched through that. Good times.
Before we wrap it up here, let me know what horror movies, TV shows, games, books you consumed in January that you highly recommend or think we should avoid. It looks like Jason was recommending, he liked Pet Sematary Bloodlines, which we talked about, and The Long Walk, which is very, very good. One of my favorites of the year. You gonna finish your poll?
Mm-hmm.
Brat.
Why am I brat?
Can't believe you did that, dude. 83%?
Oh, no.
Great, Danny.
Was it 100?
That's so mean. Why would you do that?
It was probably Dusty.
No. Don't do stuff like that. That's terrible.
Anyway, I want to read your book. Make your book already.
Good. Maybe I don't want to finish it now because one person said they don't want to read it. You ever think about that? Yeah, you did that. You did that.
What's the other poll you wanted me to make?
I can't remember.
Sign off poll.
Yeah, so reminder, I need to come up with a new sign-off for my show because Handmaid's Tale ruined Blessed Be. It no longer has the cool craft vibes on it. So, yeah, pitch your ideas.
I don't know how to make it like a question poll like that.
Nah, dude, you don't need to make anything. It's fine. Okay. So, leave it in the comments below. Send it to me on the social medias. I'm Gory B Movie on Instagram, BLUESKY, X, Facebook. I have a Facebook group called The Gory Hole. Check it out. Yeah. Well, let me know if you got something good. Maybe I'll come up with something. I don't know.
Maybe you should make a poll if they really want you to change it. Maybe they like Blessed Be.
No.
Okay.
Stop making polls. You're bad at it.
Told me to make polls while I was here. Trying to do what you told me to do.
Okay, ask them if they think we should keep the Blessed Be one, but I don't think we should because I think The Handmaid's Tale ruined it.
Yeah. It came out a while ago, didn't it?
Yeah, Dan.
You've been using it this whole time, so.
Yeah, but I just started watching it. It has like weird, I don't know. So what have you guys been watching that's good? And Tell the Bell Tolls for Thee. Dude, that's pretty dramatic. I don't know if I could pull it off. I feel like you have the kind of voice that would pull it off. I don't know if I can pull off something that dramatic. I think it needs to be a little bit cheesier. Why aren't you wearing your wedding ring? Because it's on my nightstand. And I don't honestly like wearing a lot of jewelry. Like, I put this on, but yeah, I take it off a lot because my hands swell. I have arthritis, so... He's wearing his.
Yeah.
I mean, if one of us is, it's okay, right? But, yeah. Sorry, Bait Clips 2, for disappointing you. I will wear it next time, I promise. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's about all the horror related. GWAR had a new music video. They did the cover of Pink Pony Club, which Cher did the first remake of that. I don't remember who did the original. And then Neone dropped Vultures. So, you know, horror music videos that came out and I watched.
What does this little red guy thing mean? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Great, I'm going to be wondering about that all night. Okay, so...
It looks a lot like his Patrick Star.
What are you most looking forward to watching in February?
Send Help.
Yeah, we want to go see that this weekend. That looks really good. It's the new Sam Raimi where these two people, one of them is Rachel McAdams. She works for this really young boss who's really awful to her. Mm-hmm. They're in a plane crash, and they have to fight for survival, but there's a twist. So that looks good. And Scream 7. Mm-hmm. I'm a little nervous because they haven't released another trailer. It makes me wonder if they don't have confidence in it, but I still really, really want to see it. It looks good.
I know it already came out, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but I want to see the new Silent Hill Returns.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
Silent Hill, because I like the other Silent Hill movies, and most people have complained about this new Silent Hill. Like, if you haven't played that second game, Silent Hill 2, then you're going to be pretty lost. I have played that game, so cool. I might like it.
Jack says there's a movie called No Tears in Hell. Check it out. So I'll check that out. I'm going to check out this 4x4 movie you mentioned, too. And in March... Project Hail Mary, that's my most anticipated movie of the year. I'm super excited for it.
And the Oscars are in March, so send us those nominations.
And Paula says, I don't have to change it. Sorry, I'm late. So I guess I'll use it unless I get a new one.
Unless something better comes around. So overall, but they are saying overall you should change it.
I should change it.
67% say
Let's just practice. We should just practice a random one every time. Random.
Suck my broomstick.
I'm not going to say suck my broomstick. That's like that's a little aggressive, don't you think?
Your broomstick farts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nobody give us a super chat, and I usually just play for that, but should I play it for them?
Do what you want.
Nah, I'll play it next time. Anyway, what's today's sign-off going to be? You make up one.
Don't let them grind you down. Till next time.
I don't like it.
They stole from you, so stealing back.
Who stole from me?
The Blessed Be ruined it from you, so I'm stealing it back from them.
I didn't make it up. It's from
Till next time, don't let them grind you down.
Yeah, I don't got anything, guys. Let me know what your suggestions are if you have a good one in the comments or in the chat. But we are going to be live on Friday for the B Movie Coven. So if you're in the $5 up membership, we're going to be having our game night, which is super fun. And I will be live on Sunday. I think it's Sunday. Next week, we're doing a Killer Clowns watch party on the channel. So
nice.
Definitely check that out. And I have seen Stranger Things And it is awesome, Paula. You know what else? You're awesome, Paula. So,
yeah, thank you everybody for chilling with us, hanging out. Like I said,
keep it cheesy.
And sleazy.
There we go.
I can get greasy too.
Bye, guys.